Alright, fellas, I start these videos off with a video for me after I've done editing everything, and probably not the best way to do this. Put a lot of work into it. Hope you enjoy it. This is me talking to my buddy Tyler from elementary school, basically, and he is in the band Eternal Frequency. He's the bass player for them, and we talk and jive about a lot of that, a lot about music, a lot about. You'll just have to watch it. Alright, enjoy. Taking it from the top. Nah,
From the top.
from the top. So nobody should be watching me. I am a 30-year-old man who just does construction work.
And yet,
And I sit in my shop and I talk shit. And I've had some, and this is not at all bragging, but I've had people come out of the woodwork and been like, hey, when's the next one? That I am like,
that's cool.
why are you watching this? This is filth.
Ah, man, it's people supporting you. That's great. And I mean, to be fair, I'm also a 30-year-old working construction as well. Just not in the field. I'm an office guy. Although I have been out in the field to do some small things.
Oh.
I like getting my hands dirty every now and then.
That's always good. It's always good.
Yeah, it's
I
fun.
would rather, people are like, it's the man's way, but I would much rather be in the office with the indoor plumbing
Yes.
and not the porter john.
Yes, and if it's rainy or cold outside, I don't have to worry about bundling up. I can sit in a nice little temperature-controlled office, do my thing, do my bids. It's fantastic.
I can see it now. You're sitting there listening to Mozart and just
Absolutely.
a little coffee next to you, chai latte type sort of thing.
I quit coffee, actually.
Really?
I do not drink coffee anymore. I quit that a few months ago.
Nice.
Yeah.
Does that help with like anxiety and like shakes or whatever?
I haven't really had shakes. I was debating kicking it for years anyway, and then I got sick. And then I didn't touch, because I always drank black coffee anyway. So, it tasted good, but it was rough on like the throat and stomach. So I had a really bad sore throat. I was throwing up a lot, so I just went, can't drink coffee. So I didn't. And I had a killer headache for the first 2-3 days. And I went, now's the time to quit, because now I've already got past the headache part.
Yeah, it's like you want to start it all over again.
No.
Yeah.
So since then, that's been 3 or 4 months now, I think.
I've dramatically eased off of it.
Right.
To where this past couple of weeks, I haven't really drank any.
Right.
But it's just for the simple fact of I was drinking too much.
Right.
Like I had one of them like thermoses.
Oh, yeah.
So I'd fill my coffee cup and then I'd have the thermos that keeps it hot for like 2 days.
Right.
I'd be drinking that. I'd be on the way home drinking it. I was like, I get into here or get home and I'm just,
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
this has to stop.
I did that for a while too, which was fine. I enjoyed it. Like I didn't kick caffeine totally. Like I dabble in hot tea and every now and then they got some caffeine in there. But for the most part, it was just to try and cut down on all that stuff. Just to try and help with any sort of anxiety or just
Stomach.
I was tired of getting headaches at 6 a.m. when I first woke up because I haven't had coffee yet.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's why I was like, now's the time to kick it. So I kicked it. So I've been great since then. I'm a real connoisseur of hot chocolates now. Hot chocolates are
That's
they
the
are
ticket.
prime, man.
That is the ticket, right?
McDonald's is great hot chocolate, by the way.
Nice.
Not
really.
to plug my previous job, but it's great. They make it with hot milk, so they mix it with the chocolate syrup. It's great. Yeah, it's better than that like hot water and
Oh yeah, the Swiss Miss
powder stuff. Yeah, I mean it'll do. Don't get me
Yeah.
wrong, but like McDonald's hot chocolate is fantastic.
Nice. I'll
With
try that out.
Should. It's great.
Next time, that and a filet o fish.
Yeah,
That would be a bad combo.
It probably would be. And actually, the filet from McDonald's is some of the best fish you can get out there too from fast food restaurants.
I just heard that
Yeah.
literally this week, and I was like, oh okay, I can buy that with no shame.
Yeah, yeah,
That
I
sort
get
of
the
thing.
stigma behind McDonald's, which it is what it is. Which they've come a long way since where they were, but yeah, even the fillet fish, they use prime fish for that stuff.
That's cool.
So there you go, support McDonald's.
I'll be driving through, man. It's kind of anywhere you go though.
Right.
It's really, it's either bad for you or the cook spitting in it or something. It's like it's not totally unless you're buying everything like I bought the cow I butchered type sort of thing, grew
Right.
my vegetables.
Yeah.
It's like you're gonna be healthy.
Yeah,
It's a tough thing, life though, because you can do all that and go jogging and get hit by a Budweiser truck. So it's
yeah.
it's a gamble.
Funny to say that because I just said it. Like I'm not much of a drinker either. I don't drink alcohol very much, which is ironic because I was a drinker in our music video we just released.
Yeah.
I was the one at the bar. We all laughed and went, "I don't know why you're doing it, but that's how we got it done." And it's fine by me.
It was awesome. I loved it.
Oh, thanks.
I really liked it. I like the I think that music video came out at a really good time in how they styled that, because it almost had that sort of like when you first jump into the Matrix movie type sort of feel to it a little bit, like that John Wickish type sort of thing.
Yeah, we were going for that.
Real well.
Some of the older, when we finally rebranded to kind of what we are now, we kind of incorporated the whole Matrix-y type thing, the binary code in the background. Green and black's kind of always been our color anyway. It used to be kind of red and black, then it kind of became green and black. It just kind of kept that way. And then, green and black, you think Matrix, just how it goes. And then we just kind of started, we're trying to create this whole, like, immersive world type thing. We're trying to tell a story with it. So this is the first of 3 videos. We did it up in New York with a gentleman who's very well known across. He's done some really, really awesome videos for some really high-name bands.
Nice.
And even the guy who edited it, I guess, did Guardians of the Galaxy, from what I'm told, which I think is fantastic.
Are you serious?
That's what I'm told.
Dude, that is awesome.
Yeah, so it was a fun video. It was cold as balls, though.
Yeah.
Like, it was, because we had to run around the streets of New York at, like, what was it? Was it November we went? I think it was November. So yeah, we were up there, so it was cold as anything. I brought thermals with me and forgot to wear them the first day, which was dumb on my part. And then we just had to run around New York until like 11 p.m.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Cop showed up the one time too. That was funny.
I was gonna say, like, are you getting any crazy New York stories?
I mean, not crazy. It's just, when you see one person running from like 4 or 5 people with flashlights.
Yeah.
If you see that person and don't see the guy shooting the video, you think something's going down.
Oh, 100%.
So there were plenty of people who thought we were in trouble or we were actually being chased down. And that cop, like, he kind of stopped and he hovered and then he just kind of slowly went away. And we're like, yeah, okay, we good.
He's seen the cameraman and was like, all right, I got it.
Yeah, but it was a whole weekend, 2 days back to back, Saturday, Sunday. My father's actually the one he's a big mob boss in it, with glasses in it, gets his hand slammed into the desk.
Really?
Yeah, that's my dad.
That is awesome.
He didn't hesitate to say yes. When I said, do you want to be in a video and get killed by my singer? He went, absolutely. So I was like, great, come to New York.
That is awesome.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. So we had a lot of people showed up, like fans of the band, family of the band members. They were like, yeah, they just drove up to New York on their own whim. We couldn't really pay them for anything, so we gave them pizza, some drinks, whatever, and they had a blast. They were really stoked to see that come out. Well, we got another one coming out soon too.
Well, if you need somebody in the background or whatever, TikTok dancing or something,
I'll let you know. Because we got 2 more videos coming up. I don't know how many extras we need for this next one. I don't remember, but it was a lot of fun. And last I checked, it's across 2 channels right now. I think it's at 260-some thousand views.
That's
total.
awesome, man.
I think. Sounds about right.
Where do you have it on?
YouTube's, of course. Well, we got YouTube. It's up on Spotify. Apple Music. I think there was Tidal. I have no idea what that is. Tidal. I don't know. I guess that's a music thing. Deezer. Which I haven't heard. I don't think I've met one person who uses Deezer, so I have no idea how that works.
That sounds like it would be like that could get some traction though.
Maybe.
It's got kind of a brutal name to it.
Yeah,
like,
it's interesting. It's
like
unique.
our music's on Diesel.
Yeah.
Like,
so it's interesting. So we got most of a lot of stuff up there. I don't really know where people go anywhere. I get off my stuff off YouTube. Maybe it's just because I'm older, but I just use YouTube.
Same here, pretty much.
I don't use Pandora anymore. I don't use Spotify. I don't understand it.
Oh, really? The Spotify one was, I had that probably back in 2011 or 10, and through all of my life, even when I was broke, like that was the only thing I didn't cancel. I've canceled Netflix and Hulu back in hard times and stuff, and I was like, I need my music.
Right.
That's the one thing.
I just, I'm sure I can create a playlist, but I don't want to do that. I want to go to YouTube for my random sporadic moods. Because, I'll jump from Black Dahlia Murder to, Melanie Martinez, like that.
Nice.
So, Spotify, I could do that, I guess, as well, but I don't want to. I like to use YouTube.
I understand that.
Well, I can get full albums up on YouTube.
This is true.
So I was like, I'll just listen to the album from front to back. I'm fine with that. I'll listen. Well, there's ads at the beginning, but not in the middle.
They have a good algorithm when it comes to that.
I
have my this is gonna sound sad, but I have my I want to get a little depressed. I don't want to listen to some depressed music. It's got the Seether and all of that stuff written down.
magical.
As soon as I click the one the algorithm's like, oh, gonna have a few drinks tonight?
Yeah, pretty much.
Like, yeah.
And Soother's great because Soother's for any mood. The way I see it, you
This
can be
is true.
sad, happy, whatever, and Soother's got a song for you.
This is
the way
true.
I view it.
This is definitely true, man.
And YouTube, like you said, there's a channel on YouTube called Space on Travel. They do anybody over the world. They'll just upload your video for you, and they get to have their own like following of people all over from U.S. to Germany and South America and all that fun stuff. So you can literally listen to just a random band you have never heard otherwise from Sweden, or another band that I don't remember the name at the moment, but I love their name because it was so random and weird, but it was amazing. And we put our stuff up on there too.
That's awesome. What's that one called again?
Space on Travel.
Space on Travel.
It's a YouTube channel.
Nice.
They had this band called Chaosium, who like just blew the heck up on there. Man, they got like I think they're at 6 million views now for their video. Like that,
Damn,
it's nuts. No one's ever heard of them. Well, at least I don't think so. And they're from, I think they're Swedish or they're somewhere over there.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Are they like the real like heavy?
I think they're heavy. I haven't listened to them honestly. The singer, like when people look at him, they think the Joker, the way his makeup is done in that video. So I think that's what kind of attracted people, which is like, hey, that's fine.
That face paint does tend to get a lot of views.
Yeah, we use Matrix Binary in a way, so it's kind of like I can't hate on somebody using
Exactly.
pop culture type
gotta,
thing to their advantage.
You got to use everything you can to your advantage. But this is for eternal frequency, not those other no speak of no. Just
Yes, not them. No. This is the lovely band. I've only one month in February. I joined up with them 2 years ago last month.
Nice.
It's only been not that long actually. I'm actually surprised.
That's awesome though, because you guys do good.
Yeah.
Like your female vocalist is
she's
very awesome.
So I knew of her prior to the project. She and the guitar player was in a band with me for a little bit in my previous project. Then they got together with actually another guitar player that used to be in my band and the drummer who was in that band. So like 3/4 of the beginning were all in a previous project with me.
Nice.
Then they all split and just the one guitar player stayed. So they were looking for a bass player. I slid into his DMs. I was so smooth about it. Because the memory came up of him and I playing together. So I was like, hey man, I hope you're doing well. Then like a week later he went, hey, my band's looking to get a bass player. So I was like, no problem. So I auditioned on a Saturday or Friday. I think it was a Saturday. I believe I auditioned on a Saturday. It was like 5 songs, so I played it through start to finish. And then they went, we're shooting a music video tomorrow. Show up in Lebanon. And I was like, okay.
Nice.
Or I think it was Lebanon. I'm bad at my places. So I showed up the next day to be in Temptations. That was the first video I was in. So I just got the song the day before, or the day of my audition, they played it for me. And then they said, cool, show up tomorrow. They had this whole script already written out, so they pretty much had to add me into it, which they did. And I showed up, and the one guitar player went, how comfortable are you with the songs? And I was like, I think they're fine. And he said, great, we have a show in 6 days. Show up in Harrisburg to play a show with us. And I just thought, no problem. And I've been here ever since.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
You just hit the ground running on that from the get-go.
Yeah. They joke they put me through the ringer, and that's just kind of how it went. But it's one of those, if it feels right, it feels right. And, these other, the 4 other people, we're all really tight with each other. Like, we all hang out as friends, be it in a band. I just went to Dave & Buster's with the one guitar player this past weekend just because we were like, sure, let's go.
Nice.
So we hang out, we talk, we're always in constant communication with each other. So it's legitimately like a band of best friends, essentially. Which is
awesome.
Fantastic. Because you've never been in a band, so like when you're in a band, it's like being in 4 relationships at one time. Because I'm with 4 other people with 4 of their own unique needs and the 4 unique individuals. And, what angers one person might not anger the other person, and it's rough. Sometimes.
I can understand that. Yeah.
Thankfully, with this band, it hasn't really been that. It's been pretty much smooth sailing.
When you jive together with people you work with, it's the best feeling.
Yeah, it's great, and we're all supporting each other. Like we're all there. We're all happy to push forward with things, and we do pretty well on our own. So just keep trucking along that way.
Hell yeah, man! You guys are gonna go places.
We'll see.
Go good,
We've got I'm actually playing a show this Saturday in Harrisburg at Club XL. Oh, nice. We are co-headlining with our friends in a band called Defiant.
I've heard of Defiant.
Yeah, they're nice dudes. I went to one of their shows they headlined, because I wanted to support them, and there were 2 other bands on the bill I wanted to support as well. So they finally approached us and said, let's do a show together. So we got that coming up Saturday. I play Lancaster on the 18th at Tells 360, which is a great place if you've never been there.
I've heard of that place. Don't think I've been there though.
It's
check that out.
It's pretty much 3 venues in one. Like when you walk in, you got like the bar, and it's an intimate setting for that part. So like you got this little step up by this little window. So like your indie bands, your acoustic projects, like they can play on that smaller stage. 2-3 dudes, and then you walk through that to the back hallway, and then you have the bigger stage. I've played there 2 or 3 times in my previous band.
Nice.
But the sound is great. Stage is really nice, big open area. And then you can go up the staircase, and they sometimes have bands on the roof as well. Or even
on the roof?
Yeah.
That's
they have a whole
badass.
thing up there. They got a whole bar. They even have like I don't know if it's called a silent rave or whatever. It's essentially like a dance party, but you all have headphones on. And they all have lights on the side of them. So when you walk up, like you or I can walk in, won't hear a thing, but people are dancing and having a blast. But then you put the headphones on, then you hear everything they're listening to, and then you can dance with them.
That's cool.
I think it's a great concept. I think it's phenomenal. And it helps because then, like, if I go up and go talk to a bartender, I don't have to yell.
Exactly.
But those people are still having a blast.
That's a cool thing. There's a thing like that people are starting to do now with the Oculus headset.
Oh, yeah.
Where they're doing stuff, in the 3-dimensional world as far as doing bands or comedians and stuff like that, stand up. And that's kind of a cool concept.
Right.
Like, because especially with the pandemic.
Yeah.
Type sort of thing that, not going to talk too much about that. But, like, if something like that were to, like, shut down stuff again, it's like there's outing that type of way.
Oh, yeah. There's a lot
kind of an interesting idea.
Yeah. And it's cool that not even just straight bands, but people can still do that and get together. Now, hopefully I wish people could actually be together. That'd be even better.
Yeah.
And a lot of bands have used even that or, like, Twitch and all that to their advantage. Mainly because, like, all the inconsistencies between all the different states and, like, what they require, what they don't require. It's kind of rough sometimes.
Have you guys ever done that, like, with Twitch?
No, I have not personally. I'm not one. This is the first time I've been on a camera and on anything like that in a while. Like, I'm not.
Nice.
I don't really dabble into that. I'm pretty low key. I like to kind of just do my thing. I'm very very laid back. The band did do an interview on a radio station before, but that's when I was sick, so I couldn't be there. And I think that's about it. I did one other interview, but I haven't even touched Twitch. I don't think I'm interesting enough for Twitch.
Dude.
If I was a better bass player, then I might do Twitch. If I was a better gamer, then I might do Twitch.
Don't say that.
Man, everyone can always be better. We can always learn more. But there are some really, really good musicians on there and good gamers that are on there, and I'm just not that.
I understand, man. I'm not good at video games, and there will be a video game channel coming.
Oh boy.
That I am doing.
Oh boy.
Even though I am dog shit at it.
It's the fun part though, man. Like I think if you follow Twitch, like you see people just literally own everybody. Like, yeah, I'd like to watch somebody who just doesn't care and is just like, yeah, I'm gonna get the shit kicked out of me. Like, I was great at Gears of War back in the day. I sucked at Halo. Like, I was so bad at Halo.
It was you're always one or the other, I feel. Like, there's always the
it's-
gamers that were one or the other for that.
Yeah, so it's the epitome of like, I'd respawn and be like, yeah, I'm happy, 20 seconds later, headshot. I'd respawn 5 seconds later, bam, grenade, I'm done.
Yeah.
So that's fun. Like, I feel like that's entertaining still. Like, you're just watching somebody just have a ball and just not care.
My favorite thing is watching, just cruising YouTube and stuff, is watching the guys that have like a 10-minute clip.
Right.
And it's just, they're talking shit to each other about the crazy random, like they could almost bring it back to like old Xbox days. Not quite in this political climate. But,
I don't know, man. I still hear like those Call of Duty chat rooms are still pretty alive with non-PC, which I think is totally like whatever, man. Like you guys, it's meant to be in fun. I'm not saying I totally agree with some of the language that's being used, but it's also like
that's why I just take the headphones out.
Yeah. If you're annoyed by it, just turn that crap off.
It's always the nice thing about it.
Yeah, it's just if you want to just have fun and not listen to people be terrible to each other, then just go have fun. But it has been funny. Like there's plenty of times where those chat rooms were hysterical back when I played Xbox Live, and that was at least 10 plus years ago. Because I'm not good enough to do that now. I also don't have time. I'm too busy.
Oh yeah, these kids are playing, and adults actually they're playing like 15 hours a day.
Yeah,
18 hours a day. Like, yeah.
I just visited Banjo-Kazooie again. I went back to play that game.
Nice.
Which I would like to point out that I feel like a lot of reasons why our generation has such high anxiety is because we played like Banjo-Kazooie, Super Mario. Oh, yeah. Well, they would make you go on like their controls were already pretty sensitive to begin with, and then they make you go on like this little itty bitty like walkway that you had to keep your joystick perfect. Well, they have like this prize right on the corner that you have to just barely get to the corner. And they got to back off. I'm pretty sure that's why we're all anxious. It's because we've all played games with that.
100%. I myself downloaded that probably 2 months ago.
Yeah.
And I went through the first one. I got, like, I guess, decently far in it, you know, but I was like, I can't do this anymore.
Yeah, it's I like the problem solving behind it, and I have no idea how, like, 12-year-old me was way better at problem solving, had way more patience for it than 30-year-old me.
8.
Because now I just play Banjo, and I haven't played Banjo in months because I'm like, I'm stuck at this one part, I don't know where to go, I don't feel like figuring it out, I'm just gonna...
Well, that's just YouTube, man.
I could.
YouTube that.
No, I've been playing my Switch more. I'm still a Pokemon player, so I still do that. Not competitively, though, I don't care about that.
Did you get the new one?
I got Shining Pearl. I did not get the Arceus or whatever one. I was waiting to hear the reviews on that one.
I got you.
And
that's smart now.
Yes.
Especially now.
I had a friend, because I've always joked, like, Pokemon Go, I hated. Was just not a fan. Because the point of Pokemon was you were supposed to sit in your room and not talk to people to play the game. Like, Pokemon Go makes me go interact with people. I don't want to do that.
I think it was the only time we had world peace.
Pretty much, yeah.
The first couple of months.
But then you're also pulling into this church at like 10 p.m. trying to get a Pokestop to get Pokeballs, and then people are wondering what the fuck you're doing. Also, the battling, I didn't like the battling. I just didn't understand it. So Shining Pearl is great because it's still like a linear game. Arceus, if I'm pronouncing it correctly, which I hope I am. If I'm not, I apologize, and people can call me dumb for it. But since it's like open world, like I think the concept is great, but I wasn't sure how it would work for me because I'm kind of picky. It takes a lot to hold my interest, which is why I'm a terrible gamer. But I had a friend who said, it's phenomenal, I should check it out. So now I'm like, well, crap. Now I'm probably going to buy it.
Well, to give you my 2 cents on it.
Oh, great, you got it.
I don't have it. My buddy does, and I watched him play it.
Fantastic.
And I was never into Pokemon, really. Well, you've met, you know my parents.
Yeah.
You know, my upbringing, so it was like we were on the side of that is the devil type sort of thing.
Evolution and all that.
Yeah, so I didn't get to play it. But I watched him play it, and I'm like, I think I would actually have fun playing that game.
Yeah, I'm interested.
So those are, 2 thumbs up.
Fantastic. Yeah, I'll probably end up getting it once. I got band gear I got to purchase and all that. So maybe the next week or two, I'll reward myself. If I win a job, usually that's what I do. If I win a job, I try to reward myself with something. Tell myself to get a new tattoo. I haven't done that yet, but I'll figure that out.
I haven't gotten a tattoo yet myself.
Everyone says they're addicting, and they're totally true about that.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
It's just one of those. I only got like 15 on me, and they're varying degrees of sizes.
That seems like a lot to me.
Yeah, my goal is to experience what a tattoo feels like on most of my body parts, and I say most because there are some obvious exclusions from that that I'm not touching. And besides, like the super obvious ones, I don't want any of my feet. Like I just don't want my feet tattooed.
Yeah.
I don't really want any on my neck. Like I have a small one on the back of my neck. That's no one cares.
Yeah.
If I got something on the shoulder that kind of stretched up slightly, I'd be cool with it. But like throat tattoos, I don't want any of that. Face tattoos,
yeah, I'm saying you get some like numbers on the forehead.
No, I can't do that. I've joked, unfortunately genetics. I'm sure you don't experience this, but I'm starting to my hair's thinning. I'm going bald, so I should probably if I get a head tattoo.
Trust me, it's going.
I told myself about 2 years ago I give it 5 to 10 years, and every day I'm looking at it going, that's like a year now. Like I give myself about a year or two. And because unfortunately, I don't know who decided this as a man, this is how we lose our hair. But like you get like this one spot in the front here that stays.
Yeah.
All the hair in the back stays. You just lose in like this horseshoe shape.
Yeah. It's
like that's super unfair.
It's the worst.
I think it should be all or nothing. Like either I have hair and it's great, or I don't. Like don't tease me with this like thinning out with this. Yeah, you kind of like no.
It would almost be better if you just woke up one day.
Get it over with.
Like, what's this on my pillow? And then it's like, oh, okay, it's
yeah,
I've transformed.
Exactly. I've got plans for when it's time to shave my head. When I'm finally done with it all, like it's better to burn out than to fade away.
True.
Which I believe is a Neil Young song, actually. So I get them all mixed up. So hopefully I'm right with that. But yeah, I don't want like my hair just kind of thin and start going. Like once I've always had a crappy hairline anyway, but like once it finally starts really looking bad, like I'm just gonna chop it, just buzz it, shave it, be done with it. Don't care.
Have you ever thought about like keeps? Because I see that like all the time.
I've got this shampoo conditioner stuff. It's called Nioxin. It's for progressive thinning hair. It's apparently, I'm always told it's better to keep the hair you have, like you just said with keeps, than to regrow the hair once it's gone. Like that doesn't really work out very well.
Yeah.
I also quit wearing hats. I haven't worn a hat in years. I haven't worn a beanie in years.
Huh.
But you bet, once my hair goes, I'm going to buy the most badass beanie. I'm going to wear it everywhere. And it's going to be glorious.
I've started to do that.
Yeah. Oh,
I've got
great.
An array of hats. You know, I just went to the Bad Monkey bar down in...
As I see.
Yeah, down there in Tampa.
Oh, yeah. What are you doing all the way in... I didn't know you went all the way to Florida.
Well, my one friend, I don't think... Actually, you would know him through one of our other friends. But either way, long story short, his sister works down there.
Okay, cool.
At the Mouse House place, you know.
Ah, yes,
so that's one of the reasons why we were down there. And it was
awesome.
It was a good time. It was rainy, and I packed like 4 pair of shorts, and I only wore one for about half the day. So there was that, but I mean, still beats PA.
Yeah, any chance to get out was great. Although you chose an interesting time because, oh no, that was the week after the Buccaneers lost. So you probably run into a bunch of sad Tampa Bay fans.
Yeah, it was kind of gloomy. And
whatever. It's a fantastic game. You can't walk away from that even as a losing team or a fan of the losing team and go, that's just a good game.
True.
It was a fantastic weekend of football.
All the games. All the games were like, what? And like, I'm personally like, I'm a bar stool, like a bar football fan or bar.
Right. Like if it's on, you'll watch it.
Yeah,
you're not going to put it on your own, but like, you know, if you're in a mingling setting and it's on, you'll watch it.
Yeah, I'm definitely on it. But it's they were fantastic games.
They were.
They were like on the edge of your seat type sort of deal.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And I mean, I've always been a diehard football fan, so those kind of games they're great. I love them.
What do you think about the Bengals getting?
I'm happy for them, man. So I'm a Steelers fan, so by rivalry sakes, I'm supposed to hate them.
Understand.
However, the Bengals they're always like in the basement for so long of that division that they're in, and you know, if the Ravens went, I wouldn't be as happy. Like I respect these other teams. I'm a football fan second, Steelers fan first, football fan second. Like I'll do fun like jests to poke fun at people, but like I don't talk smack on them. Like that's not my style.
It's that's the only thing about it is it's like it's fun. It's fun to like make fun of somebody else's tribe,
right?
Type of thing. As long as you're not hurting that person.
Exactly. But you see people who are like, you know, they're like punching their TV and they're like ripping their TV. Like I don't do that crap. Like,
yeah, that's
no thanks.
Well, they probably got the farm riding on it, you know.
Right.
That's the reason why.
So I don't do that. But as a Steelers fan, I'm really happy to see the Bengals go. I was a huge Joe Burrow fan when they drafted him, so it's cool to see that.
Nice.
They had a really great offseason this past one. They picked up Mike Hilton. I think he's cornerback safety, one of the two. But he was a Steelers player. Loved him. He was a phenomenal Steelers player. I was so sad to watch him go. And to see him in the Super Bowl, I'm so happy for him.
That's awesome.
Like that team, they have some really good people on it. I love seeing success stories. I love watching, I just love watching the relationships. I'm not a huge sports fan outside of football. What I really like about football is it's so many people from so many different walks of life, and you watch them just become best friends. Like, it's great.
That's cool.
Like, you see this 300-pound, 35-year-old white dude that's like just hanging, kicking it with this, 22-year-old skinny black dude as a wide receiver, and they're just having the time of their lives together, and I love seeing that.
That is awesome.
Yeah, it's great.
Being able to like live what you want to do, like as I guess you'd say like a kid, or even later when you find your passion, and being able to do that is, I would imagine. An awesome thing. I haven't really gotten there yet.
You will, man. It takes time.
Thanks.
As we're talking about this band, this is the one I hope to stay in. I have no intentions of leaving or anything like that. Although I did jokingly send an audition tape to a band, but that's because I joked for years that I was going to try and join up with them if their bass player left, and he did. So I was like, I'm going to send it in. I knew I was not going to win, and I even told my band beforehand that I went, look, I'm going to do it. I know I'm not going to win, but I've joked about it for years, so I have to do it. And they all went, do your thing, man.
Yeah.
And obviously I didn't get it, which I'm totally fine with. And even once you break it down, I think I've been in like, there's a varying degrees though of like time frames, but I was in 9 or 10 bands in like 11 years by now, I think.
Oh wow.
But that's because, I had some short projects in there for like months. I was in one band for like 3 years. I've been in this band for 2 now. So lately it's been a lot better. And I've auditioned for plenty of bands in the meantime as well. But it takes time to get to where you're happy with it. Yeah. And like you were saying with, I'm not doing music full time, which would be great if I was. But I'm certainly relishing in the things we are doing, the shows that are coming up. And we've got plenty of other stuff under wraps that, to sound cliche, I can't talk about yet.
Understandable.
But that's because the powers that be haven't revealed things yet. So it's kind of like once they do, then it trickles down and we're allowed to as well.
Awesome. Well, I'm excited for that.
Oh yeah, I'm really, really happy to see how the rest of the year shakes out.
Nice.
So I'm stoked for it. It'll be a blast.
Let me know, man. Whatever I need to follow to get notifications from.
We're everywhere.
Everywhere?
We're very active on Facebook all the time. We always push content, be it random pictures of us or asking people questions, what they think. We had a random chug video one time because we got the Sheetz hot dog beer. It was like
Sheetz hot dog.
Yeah, man. It's brewed with hot dog water, so it's like hot dog flavored beer. So we joked. We kept trying to dare another person to drink it, but nobody wanted to do it because it's gross.
Yeah.
And then the one guitar player bet the other one that he couldn't have a certain type of hot sauce. And he had it. It was nothing. So the bet back was, great, I'll have that hot sauce. You gotta drink this beer. And they were like, yep, no problem. Hot sauce was nothing, so the other guitar player was like, great, now I gotta drink hot dog beer. Then we decided all 4 of us, except the singer, would chug these beers. So we did. We put a video up of us chugging hot dog flavored beer. And it was disgusting.
Oh my god. I kind of want to see that video.
Yeah, it's it's still up on Facebook.
Really?
It's I decided to completely try and drink the entire thing because I'm not a beer guy to begin with. But it was just, you might as well just take it, get it over with. So I tried to chug the entire thing. And then what's funny was I leaned back and took a step forward a little bit, so I almost lost my balance, which caused the one guy to laugh. And, and then I think it was the guitar player, drummer, or they both did. They both went, this actually isn't that bad. I was like, great, you can drink more, but I don't want it.
Really?
We're trying to jokingly do more chug videos, but
yeah, I'd be down to
we haven't done that yet. I think it'd be hysterical.
Yeah, I can look that up.
There we go.
Oh, very nice. So here's the nifty diffy of this.
When you put it up on the TV.
Hell yeah.
It's going down.
That's the ticket right there.
I will say the one guitar player hated every moment of this. Did not want to do it. Yeah, that guy. It smells like shit. He did not want to do it.
The boys of Eternal Frequency, chugging hot dog beer.
Happy birthday, Justin.
Oh yeah, it was his birthday too.
3, 2, 1.
I forgot about that part. So I'm not an experienced chugger, you see. But I was like, I just want to get this done. That part. That lean back there.
You're going for it.
Yeah, because we wanted to get it over with, man. We want to be done. See, he crushed it.
How was that?
Not that bad, man.
Okay, I'll try
Yeah, it
it.
was bad, man.
Good job, guys. Do you have anything to say?
Don't buy it. But I'm proud
Why
of
is it not that bad?
That's
Yeah, so see,
awesome.
they said it was not that bad. They are wrong. I am not
no.
a beer guy.
I totally believe you there.
They were happy with it, though. That's fine. I forgot that was his birthday, too. That's why we kind of got together to do that type of thing.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah, we wanted to celebrate.
At least it's good, clean fun. You know?
Yeah, and again, that shows the camaraderie that we have with each other. That we're like, this is an awful idea. Let's do it.
Yes.
And we just did it.
I love that, man. I'll pop this off.
There's supposed to be some follow-ups. We just haven't done those yet.
It's tough.
What, chugging or technology? Or
Both.
Yes.
Both. Technology and chugging. Chugging they both used to be a lot easier when we were younger. That's the ironic part.
Yeah.
And as we get older, they're both starting to be a struggle.
Yeah. I also I had this mango habanero beer, which
That sounds good, but
it was terrible.
bad at the
yeah,
same time.
they gave me a little shot to try it, And like that first thing, it was the only one I liked out of the 3 they had me try. So I was like, all right, I'll get a glass of that. We're just hanging out. Like, let's just do it. And by like 4 sips, I was like, I'm so done with this. Like, the first part was like the mango flavor, so you liked it. But about 5 seconds later, that jalapeno really set in, and then you're like, oh, this is gross.
And it just got increasingly hotter and hotter. Like,
and I got halfway through it, and I was like, I tried to pawn it off on the other 2 people. They said no, and I was like, I'm just going to chug it. So I chugged it, and it was disgusting. Also why I'm probably not a beer guy, because I choose the worst beers to try.
Dude, it's... The IPA game is, I will find one, and I'm like, this is amazing, I love it. And 2 months later, yeah, we don't make that one anymore.
Really?
Yeah, every time.
I'm the opposite. My one guitar player is a huge IPA fan, and the running joke is, every time he's like, no, it tastes like this, you'll love it. It's always, nope, don't like it, man. I think we're about 0 for 12 at the moment. he's had me try anything he gets. He's like, I think you'll like this. And it's, no, man.
13's the lucky number.
Maybe, but 12's also a ballpark number, so it could be higher or lower. I really don't know.
True.
It's just when I say no to all IPAs, that's just how it is.
I understand. That's why I just drink my white trash Miller Lite.
Yeah, man. It's I'll drink my fruity drinks. I'm fine with that, and I have no shame in it because my viewpoint is if I'm going to drink, I'm going to enjoy it.
Oh yeah,
So,
I love fruity. Dude, I love fruity drinks.
Heck yeah, man.
Applebee's or like a Chili's. I'm like, give me one of them fruity drinks. Like,
Heck
give me the fruitiest shit you got.
Yeah, it's magical. I had a Manhattan that I didn't realize was in like a fancy glass, and then it came over and they were like, I don't think you expected it to look that. And I was like, I didn't. It was phenomenal. I loved it. My favorite hate comments on YouTube videos. And I don't mean hate in a bad way, because I'm not the type of person who goes like, haters make me famous. It's just, when you have the internet, not everyone's going to like your band. I'm totally fine with that. But there have been some really funny comments. Like, somebody said we should change our name to the Bad Haircuts. They said we all have really bad hair, which I think is just hysterical. It's such a minute thing to look at. Because we all do kind of different hairstyles. But the fact that someone called it out, I think is hilarious. We did a 9 Inch Nails cover. We did Head Like a Hole.
I like that cover.
Yeah, it was phenomenal. It was a really fun song to do, really ballsy. I was very, very apprehensive of doing it because 9 Inch Nail fans are like hardcore.
It got me pumped when I listened to it.
Right.
Like, it really got me to, like, I was listening to my truck, and I already drive fast, and it was,
Yeah. So it's a very up-tempo song. It's a blast. It's fun to do. It's a reimagining. It's a cover, both their own little spin on it. But somebody said, if she got a better backing band, this song would be perfect. And there was a lot to unpack there, because first off, I was like, are they saying she's the band and we're hired guns? Like, okay, that's fine. Because another thing is people act like they know, just from one video, they know everything about your band.
True.
And they don't know anything from one video.
I feel like that's a egotistical, what's the word they use for the male thing now? The whole... Shit.
I don't know what you're thinking of.
What? Damn it. Misogynistic.
There we go.
The egotistical, misogynistic viewpoint of whenever there's a band and the girl's the lead singer, it's always like, a lot of the dudes are like, oh, well, it's just about her. Like, they don't give a fuck about they'll just swap out the players and all that. It's like, she's the only thing in it. When it's like, or, I mean, vice versa. I don't think I've ever seen, well, no, there is Baby Metal.
Baby Metal's one, yeah.
Where the guy, the chick is, the guy is the one saying, well, maybe I can't
Lady
sing.
Baby?
Lady Baby.
Lady Baby.
Where the guy is the singer, but then all the girls are the thing where it's like, oh, they just switch them out. Where it's like, no, it's the whole thing.
Yeah.
It's all like, every part works together.
Yeah. There's one comment I can't remember word for word. I still like that one. I bring it up all the time. Like, whenever we're just joking with each other, I'm like, well, maybe we've got a better band. This would be perfect. So that's fun to do. Like, we laugh about it because, again, we already understand no one's going to like our band, and we don't feed the trolls. Like, if you don't like it and you want to leave a hate comment, that's fine. I don't care, because again, you're commenting. So like, at least you watch it, and I appreciate your input on it. But there was one dude who watched a video. I think it was Head Like a Hole, and he went on this giant rant of words that I don't even remember because it was just so ridiculous. But he was like, I bet she's like this, and she's like this, and she's like this, and I was like, you've watched a 5-minute music video where, like, this doesn't represent us as individuals at all. Like, the most you get out of it is, oh, they wear black. Because, yeah, we wear black. That's about the only thing you can pull away from that video.
Yeah.
And that's about it. Besides when we destroyed our instruments. Some people were like, I can't watch that part. Which was...
Understandable.
That was fun.
Yeah, it was
Which
fun.
we did it for a reason, which I don't think we're telling people the reasons yet, because we want people to figure it out themselves, because it's fun that way. But it was a fun thing to do. But this dude just went on this giant rant, and we all laughed about it, because again, it's 5 minutes of a video. You don't know this individual. You know nothing about them. Like, they could be the biggest piece of crap in the world, and you don't know that.
Oh, 100%.
Or they could be the nicest person in the world, and you don't know that.
And most people that comment, I feel, are like how much do you have to hurt inside?
Right.
How bad is your life that you took the time to write down, like, something mean? Because, like,
Yeah.
I've been at bad low points in my life.
Right.
And been that person
Right.
that was, like, shit posting, like,
Yeah.
to somebody else or, like, a thing. But it's like, I remember I was really, really, really at a low point in my
Yeah.
life when that happened. So it's like, it's almost, you show the mercy in that with it.
Right.
Or just see it for what it is. It's funny.
Yeah,
you know?
and that's how I view it. Like, if someone really hated my band that much, leave a comment. Like I said, more power to them.
Yeah.
It doesn't affect me, because again, not everyone's gonna like my band. And I know that. I'm okay with that. There's plenty of bands out there that people love that I'm not a huge fan of, and vice versa. Which is how it goes. So those are some. I don't think I have any more off the top of my head. The hair one always gets me. I love that one.
The what?
The hair one.
The heroin thing?
Yeah, we should have Bad Haircuts band.
Yeah,
I still love that one a lot.
That's always a good one.
I don't think no one's really called me out per se, but I'm also the bass player. No one pays attention, so I don't have to worry about that part.
Dime a dozen in my book.
Pretty much.
No,
Well, no.
it's not.
Honestly, my whole, if you want to call it, I'm loosely calling it music career. Loosely. Like, I've been in bands, I've played plenty of shows. No, it's not exactly a career, but we'll call it that. There's been plenty of times where I've gotten off stage, and people come up to be like, I love your hair. And I'm like, thanks, I appreciate that. Like, hey, how do we sound? Like, how do we play? They're like, you're great, but your hair. Your hair is just so good. I love your hair. And I was like, yeah, thanks. So I've gotten more compliments on my hair than I have on my bass playing, which is fine. Like, I'm not upset about that. But I'm also like, once the hair goes, I have no idea what people are like about me now. Because that's what I got compliments for.
I'll tell you what. I'll give you an honest compliment about the new album, the newest one that I listened to.
The new song stuff?
The new song stuff.
Okay, because album might come out later. We're working on that type of thing.
What I researched on,
Yes.
Spotify.
Yes, the music
was
stuff.
you and your drummer do a great job
Oh, thank
as
you.
far as bringing that bass lower end frequency into it.
Yeah.
Like, it does get you. It gets the people going.
Yeah.
So I will give you that, man.
Yeah,
And that's not to blow smoke up your ass or
Oh,
anything
no.
like that.
Drummer, he's phenomenal. Actually, my audition was pretty much his, I don't know if his initial audition, his second audition. So pretty much him and I joined up at the exact same time.
That's awesome.
And
that's
he's-
really good. That
yeah.
means you guys jiving
Yeah.
with one another, learning off one another right from the get-go.
Pretty much. And it was, if he messed up, I didn't notice it, because I was like, I'm more focused on nailing these songs. I want to join up with this band. I even sent an email to a country band prior to auditioning for Eternal Frequency.
Nice.
Because I was like, why the hell not? Like,
That'd have been interesting. So how's it working with Luke Bryan?
hey man, put a hat on me, I'll fit right in.
This is true. A big
And-
belt buckle.
Yeah, I'll fit right in. And plus, as a bass player, I want to learn the different bass techniques that different styles use. I've never been huge into slap bass, but I think it's an interesting concept. And I can do a little bit of it because some of our songs have it, but I had to learn it for the song because guitar player Justin is phenomenal slap bass player, not me. So he first put in a song, and I was like, great, now I gotta learn. So I do all right. I'm not phenomenal, getting there.
I like that though. I like to watch the Jared Dines longest. What do they call it? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The Jared Dine videos and everything like that, and they'll throw the bass players in there as well, and a few of them do that slap bass style. It's interesting,
and I think it's great. And it's I don't hate on anybody who can do it. They're way better than me. It's just been a style I'm like, okay, cool. But I'm not really big into that style. I like more of a straightforward hard rock type thing. And even country, hey man, I've been to some country concerts. Those instrumentalists can rock.
Yeah.
I saw Jason Aldean.
Nice.
And his backing band. No, I'm sorry, it was Jake Owen. It was the same concert though. Jason Aldean headlined. Jake Owen played before him. Which, first off, I love Jake Owen. He's phenomenal. Like I'm metalhead and a rockhead, but like some country music, Jake Owens, he does it for me. I love it. But his he did a grand finale type thing for his set, and his whole backing band just kicked into Dr. Feelgood by Motley.
Nice.
Because I feel like a lot of guitar players, like in country, they do have kind of like that '80s metal background. So like they like to bring all that back up. So you know they might tone it down for the country, but like if they have a chance to play a Motley Crue song, they're doing it.
This is true. And the country mixing with rock, especially metal, is something. The band that got me into heavy metal was this band called. It was a Christian rock band too, called Mother Maylene and the Sons of Disaster.
Okay, name sounds vaguely familiar, but I can't tell anything about them.
They're, they got the like metal thing going, but very, very like that 90s country type sort of twang.
Okay.
Or early 2000s type sort of. It just. The guy's got a raspy voice, the singer, too, and it just like it sounds like rebel type sort of rock, type sort of thing,
Yeah, so
it's an interesting concept.
Yeah, that's Brantley Gilbert's one that he kind of like fuses that together. And I haven't listened to him too much, or even really often at all. But some of the stuff I've heard, like he really kind of merges that all together. And I think it was his drummer or whatever. He had like this killer like red mohawk or whatever in the video, and I was like, see, if I pass him on the street, I think he's in a metal band, and then I found out he's in a country band. Like, more power to you. Do your thing.
I mean, things Stained.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
Stained's one. Avril Lavigne. Avril Lavigne's got a revolving door of people behind her, and like there's so many people with different backgrounds that like I would have never expected them to play for Avril Lavigne, but they do, and they probably make darn good money doing it.
Oh yeah. I like the electronic sound you guys are going into.
Oh yeah.
I do like that. I like that a lot. But I like even what most people, if anyone's going to see and comment this, is going to be like, oh, you're into that, would be back in like our high school days, which was funny because I didn't like them then.
Right.
It's leading into what I said. Like, I wish I would have let go of stuff when I was younger because of the stigma.
Yeah.
Was like Icy Stars.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. Like, now that I'm older, it's like, I work a heavy construction job, I'll be jackhammering. And I'm listening to like Icy Stars.
Yeah, because the way I
like
see
the electronic.
Yeah,
thing.
if you like it, you like it. Like that's when you're a teenager, like you're just an a-hole to everybody, and they're an a-hole to you for your music choices. How it goes. But like, I view it as there's no such thing as a guilty pleasure, because if you like it, you shouldn't feel guilty about it.
Exactly.
And I played flag football for a season like a year or two ago, which was a lot of fun, by the way.
Nice.
And there was one dude on the team, he was a super nice guy, and, not that I stereotyped him, but I was like, he played on some music, and I was like, yeah, I expected that from him. It was fine. And then Falling in Reverse came on, and I was like, he listens to Falling in Reverse? I think that's great. And he was singing along to it the entire time, and I was like, you go, man. Like, I totally pretty much pegged you for this one type of music, but you branched out, and I was like, I'm good. That's good for you, man.
That's awesome.
So yeah, it's one of those, you gotta like what you like.
Yeah.
Like, I listened to Skid Row a lot in high school. I was an 80s guy in high school.
Skid Row.
Yeah, I was Skid Row and Twisted Sister were my two big ones. Wasp was huge in there. And I got probably behind my back more than my face, but there were some people who were like totally made fun of me for it. Because they were into like, you had your hipsters who were into their indie bands that no one's ever heard of, that weren't big yet, they were still underground, and then you had your, rap's always going to be a popular thing, which is fine.
I mean, we grew up with Eminem, and 50 Cent.
Yeah, it's not my thing, but there's still some rappers out there that I'm like, all right, I can get behind this. I've been able to play some Waka Flocka every now and then, all right?
Oh, yeah.
Let's just say that.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I can get behind that.
That guy just gets people going.
Yeah, but even looking back, like, Lil Wayne, the Carter 3, phenomenal album.
Oh, yeah.
Phenomenal. But when I was in high school, I would never told anybody I listened to Lil Wayne. Because I was known as, like, that kid that listened to metal. And then as I got older, like, early 20s, I was like, I don't give a shit anymore. Like, I'm going to blast some Amelie by Lil Wayne. I'm going to love every moment of it, you know?
I love it, man.
Yeah, it's great.
I love that this younger generation now, because people are always like, oh, this new generation, blah, blah, blah. But, like, they're so more open.
Yeah.
With just, they like what they like.
Yeah.
And it's great. And
That's how it should be.
Yeah. I wish when I was younger, I would have been more like that. Not falling into the stereotype of, oh no, like this band sucks, or this type of music, or, genres of anything.
Yeah. And it's life's too short. Do what you want. And there's even bands like for some reason, I hated Lamb of God in high school. I did not like that band.
Really?
And then for some reason, I watched some dumb video that one of their songs was in the background of, and I was like, that's a great song. Probably because I wasn't into that heavy at the time. Like, they have those harsher screamed vocals. At high school, me wasn't really into that. Anybody who showed me a band that did any kind of harsher screaming, I went, no, I'm out. Because I was just a jerk about it. I was like, I love my 80s metal.
That's true, yeah.
I want my Motley Crue. I want my Skid Row and whoever else. Extreme. They came on every now and then if I thought to put them on. So I like that stuff. And as I got older and got more of the heavy stuff, I was like, Lamb of God's phenomenal. I have no idea why I slept on these guys. So stuff like that. And even some of the newer stuff, I'm like, some bands, some people I can get behind, some people I can't.
I understand.
Even lean back to I was down in Georgia this past summer, and I listened to a lot of country because that's pretty much, I swear, it's all on the radio. It's country.
Yeah.
Which is fine. But there's some songs that came on. The first time I heard them, I was like, this is a cool song. And the third time I heard it, I was sick of it. And I was like, this song is terrible.
Yeah, this is true.
Yeah.
That's the radio, though.
Oh, it's so bad.
That is the radio. It's kind of I think now, if you're like, oh yeah, we were played on the radio, it's like, ooh, I'm sorry.
Right.
Yeah,
I've been one in my old band and in my band now where I was like, I don't care if we're on the radio or not. Like,
it don't matter anymore.
No,
it's like TV.
Pretty much.
It's like, I'm on channel 327 at 5 o'clock. It's like,
yeah, it's just no one cares. And like we've played on some radio stations. I can't tell you which ones. I think some local ones because a lot of local ones will sometimes give local bands a shot on there, which I think is cool. But it's if it happens, great. If it doesn't, and anyway, radio is usually just background noise anyway. So it's
Pretty
like.
much.
I still listen to CDs in my car if I want to. I don't have an aux cord. Oh, I do, but I don't use it. I just use CDs.
Nice.
And
got the whole big Trapper Keeper. Like
I got 3 of them, man. I had to restock up. My CDs were stolen out of my car a few years back.
Oh shit!
I had to rebuy all of them. So
that's like the worst.
Yeah, they took.
That should be punishable by like hanging.
Oh, it's terrible.
It's so fucked up.
I had 3 CD cases. They took 2 of them, so I still had 1 left. And then I just had to re-up after that.
That's fucked.
Yeah, it was in Allentown. I was at a concert at Croc Rock back when that was a thing.
Allentown.
Yeah, I don't know if... I don't remember if my door wasn't locked or they broke in. And at this point, I don't even care anymore because it's whatever. I'm past it.
It was a little rougher back in the day and stuff.
Well, even then, I wasn't that... Like, I wasn't mad. Like, I was upset. And I was like, all right, great. So they took my cell phone, too, because I kept my cell phone in the car. Because we went to see Guar. And Guar, like, soaks their people.
Oh,
in
yeah,
the crowd.
you can't even bring the cell phone in.
I could have, but it wasn't water resistant. So I was like, and this was still like old school flip phones.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
I think that was my slide phone.
I remember the slides. I had one of them.
Yeah.
They were great. You had the keyboard on it and everything. Like
I missed
it's
those.
never gonna get any better than this.
No. I honestly, if I could go back to that, I had the Verizon phone that opened up one way for the call and the other way for the keyboard.
Yeah.
If I could have that phone back, I would do it in a heartbeat. I would love them.
That's awesome.
But yeah, so I kept it in. The guy took it out. We talked to the police. Nothing came of it. Whatever. And like it wasn't. The friend I was with was really upset. Wasn't his fault. Wasn't my fault. Shit happens.
Yeah.
So we tried and we just moved on with our time. Like, at this point, it's whatever. Don't even care anymore.
Yeah. I mean, it was like CDs got stolen is a lot better of a story than, we had a knife or gun pointed at us for money.
Which we didn't have that.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, they also took my cell phone, my GPS. They took both of our jackets because we kept our jackets in the car, too.
Oh, jeez. Like, for everything.
Yeah, they gutted my car out of anything. But then they missed the 1 CD case that was on the floor, so I don't know how they did that. But at least I had my car. Like,
yeah,
I was okay with them taking everything else. I had my car, so I can get to where I had to go.
At least there's that.
Yes,
the silver lining.
Precisely.
Silver lining in the shitstorm.
Yes, and I don't think I've been to Allentown since, honestly.
Well, understandable.
Not exactly on a related note. Just I had no reason to go to Allentown after that.
So I made a vow to myself.
Yes, I've come close to it. But like once Croc Rock shut down, I was like, well, I'm sure I have been there. I just don't remember the timelines properly. Because there were concerts I've gone to by myself out there. Because I don't care. I'm going to go to shows. If I'm going to shows, I'm going to shows.
I wish I did more of that. I mean, now I can, because I got the, a little bit more of the finances and stuff together. So I enjoy it.
I think anybody should try. I'm so glad that finally some bands are starting to go back out and doing things. And this time, I've seen Gemini Syndrome twice. I love them. They're phenomenal. I got to open for Ad Leader's Way, which I love.
Nice.
So like, they were great. That was the second time I opened for them as well, so I loved that. Oh gosh, I saw Seven Dust for my birthday, which was phenomenal. They were great.
That's awesome.
I saw Steel Panther in Harrisburg too.
Oh
I
my
love
god!
that.
Oh my god, dude, Steel Panther.
That was the band I
love Steel
auditioned for
Panther.
bass.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my god, dude.
They were the
Fucking
joke,
Steel Panther.
and they were perfect because like when I lose my hair, I can wear a wig because they all wear wigs except the singer. So I was like, this would be great. And when I watched the videos back of the other people that submitted videos, I took mine way too seriously.
Oh,
Because you have people like they were totally having fun with it, which I think is great, and like the band loves that. And you know they had to send a video of you playing a song and a video of you kind of introducing yourself. So I did that. Like it was just a quick play the song, you know, quick 45-second introduction. Hey, I'm Tyler type thing. And then watching other people's videos, like, you know, they're all dressing in the spandex and just having a blast and like joking with, are they the prettiest guys in the world? And I was like, yeah, I lost. Like, there's no way I'm getting this gig. Which is fine. I wasn't upset. You know, again, it was one of those, I joked for years to try for them. So I finally was like, I got to do it. But I got to see them for a sold out show, so that was great. The Struts are coming around. I got tickets to go see them. They're great. I don't know if there's any other shows. I'm supposed to go see Nightwish in New York soon, which that was pushed off 2-3 times, so hopefully we can finally make that happen. So yeah, if you can go to a show, absolutely do it. It is one of the best experiences I think people can have.
It's kind of like a reset.
Yeah.
It almost like cleans you up and resets you in your mind and kind of your spirit.
Yeah.
Whenever we're doing that stuff, man.
Yeah,
it really does.
it's a lot of fun. Which, speaking of music, since you have questions about the band stuff, have I answered those, or do you want to dig into them?
Oh, we can start digging now. I have a notepad now of notes. So
Penis on the back. Yeah, it's great.
What-
Good
what-
touch.
what?
Good
What?
touch.
how did that get there? Someone's playing a trick on me.
Bastards.
I know those bastards. Oh, I hate this. Like doing this and it just seems so fucking inorganic.
Yeah, it
Oh,
can be at
shit.
times, but you know, hey, whatever.
We'll do it this time.
Yeah,
this time.
Unless you have like you can have a cheat sheet up on here.
This is
So
true.
kinda
Like have a
looks-
big thing.
So that way you're kind of looking at them, but you're looking at them.
Pull out a magnifying glass.
Yeah, why not?
Like, so when was the first time you picked up a guitar?
Yeah, there you go. Whatever that works.
I'll ask that though. When did you start playing?
15 years old.
Nice.
15, I believe. I was working at McDonald's in Morgantown, and a gentleman, I guess I'll say, this is the first time I took it seriously. Because, like, from about maybe 7 to 10 or 11, I played some acoustic guitar, but I didn't take it seriously. My father kept trying, it just didn't click for me. And then I worked with a dude who needed a bass player. So I was like, well, my dad played bass back in high school, so maybe he could teach me. So my dad gave me his bass. I still have it.
Nice.
It could use some TLC. It's pretty old. But it's... And I bought him a replica, the exact same bass for his birthday the one time because they almost stopped working. So I was like, here you go, here's one that works.
That's awesome.
So I thought it was a cool gift. So
Yeah.
about 14, 15 years old when I finally picked up a bass and actually seriously sat down to learn stuff. So it's a little later in the game than maybe some people.
Well, you probably were able to take it a little bit more seriously then.
Yeah,
Like
when
I know
you're 10
when you're younger, they say you can pick up the stuff better, like language and things. But
Yeah.
it's like,
When you're 10, you lack the focus.
Yeah.
Like, and there's some people who have been doing it since they were young, which is great. Like, awesome for them. Just wasn't my bag when I was 10. I just wasn't into it. And then for some reason, bass just finally clicked with me. Like, I just enjoyed playing that instrument.
I can understand that.
So, yeah. So there you go. 15 years old.
15 years old.
That's when I really took it
playing,
seriously.
and 15 years later,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
in music videos.
And
you
music
know?
videos. And I have
So it's
that one bass that he gave me has grown into 16 basses. Because I do have 16 basses.
nice. Guitar for every year.
Yeah, not counting any bass that I've bought and sold since then, or anything like that. Because I tried different brands, but I've been pretty stuck on the brand I've been using for the last at least 5 years, if not 7 or so.
Nice.
It's just that one brand that I've just been playing live. The way it sounds, it's phenomenal.
I gotcha. Do you have a Flying V one?
Yes, actually I
Nice.
do. It is a headless Synsonic bass. I believe it's from the 80s.
Nice.
I haven't found much information on it. They're really hard to come by. So it doesn't have a headstock. It threads, or you string it through like the bridge saddle and bring it up. And I think there's like a certain adapter that like you kind of pull the string through, and then you tighten it to hold the tension, and you cut it. So it's an offset flying V. So it's not like a perfect V, but it's like a shorter edge and a longer edge. It's more of a travel base. So it's used for, not saying they do, but like street performers or like something where you need something that travels really light and easy. You can just use it for that. So I don't play it very often, and ever since I bought it, it needs a setup. I haven't changed the strings, and I've had that for 5 years now, probably at least.
Nice.
But I'd love to have a flying V base.
Yeah.
So if somebody can get me a flying V base,
Get out
play
there,
it.
search out there for him. He
Play
needs it.
I've seen some Dean bases that are flying V, but they're not what I want.
Understandable.
I would love an offset flying V. Like ESP does that for a lot of their guitar players. But I haven't seen a bass offset flying V.
What do you think of the? Because I've seen it for guitar, and I would imagine they would have it for bass.
Maybe.
When you brought up that traveling piece, where they have, it's like the neck, and the pickups, but it's like it's a lot smaller, like squared off thing. Have you ever tinkered on one of those before?
So I also have another bass that's a mini bass
Nice.
that I play. I think I got it from like $70 off some college kid. I can't even tell you the brand at the moment, but it's essentially if you took like a full scale bass body and then just kind of like shrunk it in half. So like the body is a little bigger than like what you were describing, but still like it sits on your knees still properly, but the body's like half the size of a normal one.
Nice.
So I've messed around with that one a little bit. I haven't done much since. It's a perfect bass for like traveling with obviously, but even like younger kids or people with smaller hands, it's a great way to kind of get them into learning it because they come in all different shapes and sizes and scale lengths, and if you got little hands, it's kind of hard to reach sometimes with the frets. So basses like that are great. So I have one. I just don't use it.
That's cool.
But it's there.
Well, if the band ever decides to do like a ukulele type sort of,
I've dabbled in ukulele every now and then too. Yeah, I'm not very good at it though, but I've tried.
It's a kind of a different animal.
It is. It's a whole different process. Like your chords are essentially backwards because of how they tune the strings, and I've dabbled. I did teach a friend a song on ukulele once though.
That's cool.
She wanted to learn a song by Highly Suspect, and I knew the song, and I transposed it to ukulele for her.
Nice.
So I actually went to her house and taught her how to play it. I don't think she remembers how to play it at all anymore, but there's a video somewhere of me doing it.
That's what's up though.
Yeah, I can't do it anymore. I don't remember how to play it on ukulele.
Okay, well, you've played it and you've taught someone to play.
Yeah,
so
I can figure it out.
That's pretty darn good.
I can figure it out. I know the bass line and all that. I just based it off the bass line because they were pretty much the same anyway. So I was like, I'll figure it out. I'll get there.
That's awesome.
So there you go.
I don't know if there's anything else on this list.
Or we can just keep talking about random stuff. I'm fine with that as well.
Oh yeah, I think we definitely covered all that stuff.
Hot dog, we're good.
Hot dog. But...
Give this man a raise.
Yeah. I want to raise now, damn it.
Yeah, it was wonderful. Perfect. So anyway, for concerts, who have you seen or who do you want to see?
Okay.
How about that?
So, I haven't seen not nearly enough of people in bands. I've seen a couple of friends play in some of their bands. Obviously, not even enough. I really need to get out there more for them. And mainly, the problem is I used to drink a lot more than I do now.
Right.
So it's kind of a rushing back type sort of thing. I like Creation Fest when I was younger.
Right.
Because I was in the church system and stuff.
Yeah.
So I remember, going to see those bands play. It was great to see, like Skillet.
Skillet always plays.
The Fire.
They're great though. They're a good
flowing
band.
Through. I liked Family Force 5. Remember that
Oh
band?
man, they're so much fun.
The funk
I've
band.
never seen them live, and I was sad I didn't. But they seemed like a blast.
It was a blast to see them. Like the gate fell over, so that was kind of cool.
Nice.
A bunch of people. Nobody got hurt, but
right,
type sort of thing. That was always fun. There's I've always been timid to go in the mosh pits. And stuff like that too, or it's to hang back.
Depending which show you're at, could be better or worse. Like there's some really hardcore beatdown bands that those pits are vicious.
Yeah.
I don't listen to those bands anyway. Just that's not my style of music.
Understand that.
But I've been in some really fun mosh pits. And it's actually I had a gentleman. He just saw August Burns Red the other month, for their like Christmas show they do every year.
Nice.
He's not much of a metalhead, so he's like, not that he stereotyped him too much, but he was like, I didn't know what to expect, so I was really concerned. And he said that they were some of the nicest people he's ever met. He went, if there's a mosh pit, someone falls, they pick them right up, they made sure they're okay. You know, if someone got hit by accident, they were, hey, you cool? People were talking, they knew band members, they were just chatting, hey, I don't know you, come talk to me type thing. He said it was one of the best experiences he's ever had. He was having an absolute blast.
That's awesome.
That's why I love metal shows.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm too old for mosh pits. I can't do those anymore.
Yeah, like there's so much more, like I said, it's kind of like a cleansing. There's a lot of respect when it comes to that stuff, and being, you know, they get violent, but, you know, always pick a brother up type sort of thing. And there's, for the life of me, that's the one that's like kind of scathing as far as like who I've seen, who I want to see. I feel like such a loser because I'm like, I haven't really seen that many people, but definitely Steel Panther.
Yeah, they're a blast
for sure, because it's definitely got to be a blast. I'd love to like the typical like Rammstein.
Yeah, that'd be
I'd
cool.
love to see.
Those guys are Pyromaniacs.
Dude,
never seen them. But...
That's the one, and then Ozzy, which I know would probably performance-wise,
it would be a bummer now.
But to see him in real life,
it would still be cool.
Would be the reason why I'd want to go and see it,
Absolutely.
even if it wouldn't be like, you know, he's coming out there with a walker and Sharon Osbourne's behind him with a cattle prod. Come on, Ozzy, we need more money.
Yeah,
just, you know,
but yeah, like he's a legend all on his own anyway.
Exactly.
So it's like, yeah, there's. I don't think you go expecting like, you know, a great performance. Or I shouldn't say that. Big performance, I'll say that. You don't go expecting this giant performance from Ozzy. The dude's like 70-some years old, I think. Like, he's not going to do what he used to do back in the day. But still, like, to be able to go and see a legend like that, like, you know, I don't know who's... To sound cliche and old and all that, like, I don't know who's going to be that person 20, 30 years from now. That's the legend within that, you know, is still old and might not be able to have it, but people still going to go see them.
This is true. That is very true point. There's some people that stand out big time, like especially how their song, like Volbeat, is a big one that stands out. And not to blow smoke up your ass again, but like your band does. Your this is gonna sound the vocalist. If only there was more, but no, she is great vocalist.
Right. Well,
so it's like. And you guys are great too. You know, maybe once she gets some money together and she can buy better people. No,
maybe. But no, you're right.
You guys are doing good. You know,
we understand.
I want my people that play.
Yes.
To make it.
Yes.
You know, that's why I say that.
And especially with bands, it doesn't matter how good your instrumentation is, because it can be really good. Most people are going to wait for the vocals to come in. You know, if you sound good singing, they're going to probably give you another shot. You know, there's a few bands that I've listened to, nothing comes to mind, that I was like, look, the instrument's great, but vocals they don't do it for me.
Yeah.
So knowing we have a female singer, you know, totally fine. Like none of us, it's fine. We understand. Singers are pretty much what makes the band anyway.
Yeah.
And yeah, there's sometimes when you got the people in the background doing the thing too, or like our advantage is a lot of people have come up to us and they say we see how close you are with each other. Like we see the tight-knit unit you guys are. That comes out in your stage show. So that's phenomenal to see. Like, I love hearing that from people.
That's very important.
And there's some bands that do have that, and some that don't. You know, it's fine. Some bands are business buddies, some bands are just friends. And both. It's fine, too. Stained became that way. Stained just kind of became just business buddies after a while.
Yeah.
But they've also been around for however long, so, like... And they've had the same 4 dudes for practically ever. They got a new drummer a few years ago. That's the only change they had in how many years? Since the beginning, practically.
Nice.
So they you know, you get sick of each other after a while, I'm sure.
Did they transfer over when it turned country as well?
Well, I think
or Aaron Lewis just kind of went on.
Aaron Lewis got his own thing.
Nice.
If you watch, I watched a documentary of them recording their last album that came out, whatever it was, like 2014 or whatever. Someone stat that because I don't know. But it was a subtitled album. But if you watch the documentary of them recording it, they all started together, and then shortly after that, they actually like cut to a scene where they're like, they wouldn't stop arguing, so they had to essentially record their parts alone.
Oh wow!
So then we'll cut to a part of like the guitar player is recording his part, and then he leaves, he's gone, and then it cuts to like the singer and the singer's bitching about the guitar line. The guitar is bitching about the singer, and they're just and like the drummer's just pissed at stuff. Like,
oh
yeah. So it's and then I think Aaron Lewis, he just needed a break from Stained. Like,
understandable.
Like when you're singing the same songs for however many years,
that stuff gets old.
It does, and like he needs some freshness to him. So he kind of went off and did his own solo thing.
I just remembered.
Yes, lay it on it.
I totally forgot. My one good buddy, he had an extra ticket, so I was able to go to Philly. This is after the pandemic now, and went to see Fall Out Boy.
Oh, no
Fall
way.
Out Boy, Weezer,
And Green Day.
And Green Day.
No way.
And I mean, it was raining, so we only really watched Fall Out Boy, but that was good.
Really?
Because that was one of the, like, we grew up with,
Yeah.
you dance, dance, all that stuff, like, we grew up with all that. So,
Yeah.
that was fun.
Yeah.
That was a treat. That was
Yeah.
definitely a treat, especially with being, like, cooped up and haven't gone to any major event in a while. That was a real treat.
Yeah.
To see them. And
That would be.
basically, I mean, I'd love there to be a venue where, like, all those old bands that we used to listen to back in the day came, and they didn't send it all the way out to a desert for only one day for a super amount of money.
Yeah.
Not pointing my fingers at a certain thing that was popped up.
In Vegas.
Like,
yeah. I'm
They
interested.
look cool. I was like, that's awesome. And I'm like, wait, one day? I'm like, ooh.
Yeah,
Like,
I jumped right on the same train everyone else did. I was like, I don't know how that's going to work.
no.
And I've been to festivals. I've never played one. I would love to eventually because
That'd be
they
great.
just seem like a blast to do. But I've been like Carolina Rebellion. I went there once.
I'll tell you what.
There's at least 2 or 3 more I don't remember.
Remember them? Let's take a quick break.
Right.
Quick break. It's gonna be like, oh, look at this little girl, can't even handle his beers.
Ah, man, it's all good.
Going to the bathroom 3 times.
You're not alone. It does
He's got to
everybody.
change his tampon. Like, no.
So I've only been to 2 festivals. I've deduced this while you were gone. So I've been to Carolina Rebellion. That was phenomenal.
Nice.
And then the other one was Bamboozle. Like either the last year or the year before last. Because it was only around for like 9-10 years, I think. Apparently it's coming back though, like next year. I don't know. But those are the only 2 I've been to. But they're a lot of fun. Like it's great to be outside for a while. Carolina Rebellion was way more laid back than Bamboozle was. I was quite surprised by that. Like Bamboozle, we tried to bring a bunch of water bottles in, just because we're like, well, we need to stay hydrated, and the guy took them all, except one. He let us have one.
Really?
Yeah, and it was 2 people. So, we couldn't even get one for each.
That's
But then,
what's
like Carolina Rebellion, they just kind of like looked at you, and if you looked like you were hiding anything, they're like, all right, go in. If you were holding a blanket, like they just kind of made you unroll the blanket. But if you had a bag, they didn't check you or anything.
Nice.
So it was just literally just people having a blast.
The bag
It was
checks are
phenomenal.
weird.
They can be.
I've gone to some places I won't disclose, but it's like walked right through, never asked to open a bag or backpack up, and I'm like, I should have brought beer.
Yeah, right.
Like,
Yeah, I get it. I went to the year Nick Foles was drafted for the Eagles. I went to the Steelers-Eagles preseason game because I got free tickets. I want to go to a football game again. It was only preseason, but they're free. I didn't care. But I wore my trip shorts, which I still wear, by the way, because I'm uncool. But I don't care. But they had like metal studs all over them. So once I walked up to the dude with the metal detector, he just looked at me and went, "Come on, man!" And I was like, "I'll take everything out of like I have nothing in my pockets. You can check me. You can do whatever you need to." I felt so bad for him, and like he trusted me with things. And I just kind of like and put the inside out of my pocket. Like, I don't got anything. Tap around here. Like, we're good, man. I just had a really bad choice of pants for this day.
I miss those pants.
Oh,
I had 2 pairs, and
Still wear them.
that's my regret. It's my one regret.
Still wear them. I went through.
I wish I had them, man.
I went to a government building in Philly because I was helping my friend with something, and I wore trip shorts through that as well. So I went through metal detector, and a guy kind of looked at me and just kind of did a quick once over and went, "No, you're good." And I was like, "Thanks, man." Like, I wasn't doing anything malicious, but like, I'm sure if I looked sketchy, he would have flagged me. But he just saw I had pants that had metal on them.
Nice.
And I still wear them. Dude, I still find them on the internet all the time.
Really?
I'm always hunting on eBay.
Nice.
I need to get, not that I've gained much weight, but for some reason my small trip pants don't fit me anymore. So I gotta go to medium now.
Dude, my trip pants would not. I'd have to do a couple of miles.
Well, you could get lucky because all I see is small or like XL. So if you're somewhere on those 2, you're good.
That works.
If you're anywhere in between, you're kind of screwed.
I think they could. I wonder if that would ever make a comeback again.
They're kind of still around. I don't. to go back to saying like how I just don't care, I don't care. Like I'm gonna wear trip shorts in the summertime and not care what people think because I'm 30 years old and life's too short.
Exactly.
So like, yeah, I'd argue they may have never been cool, and I literally don't care.
I've grown to appreciate that now that I'm older.
Yeah.
And kind of sad for myself because I'm still not exactly that way, but people who just wear what they want to wear. Like I watch anime at times, and I'm like, I see some of the stuff that they're wearing, and I'm like, that'd be really cool to be able to like get that jacket or those pants or whatever, like that style of stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you know, because everyone's like, it's only for Comic-Con appropriation stuff, and I'm like, why don't we just dress like that?
Yeah.
Like, you know, or
and there's some
like,
people that do. I just saw a dude earlier. He had plaid checkerboard skinny jeans. And he had a mullet,
nice,
but like dyed red. I think, which matches checkerboard pants because his pants are black and red. And I watched him getting like carts, and I went, I like him. Like I like his style, and he just like shameless. Like he's as long as he's happy. Again, as long as you're happy, I don't care what you do. Really.
And not only that, but that guy is somebody you want to sit down and talk to.
Exactly.
You know, like somebody who's wearing like the dad. You can hit me, but my daddy will sue shorts and the button down polo type sort of thing.
Right.
Not saying there's anything wrong with that, but it's like you're probably going to get a much more zestier story from that other guy type sort of thing.
And it's not like I'm stereotyping him, but especially as someone like me who I'm awkward as shit and I know it, but I just own it and I don't care. Like I try to befriend awkward people that I feel like aren't exactly as comfortable with it because I want to hear from them, and they're some of the coolest people I've ever met.
Hell yeah!
And I still chat with some of them every now and then. This is what I'm doing in Texas that I talk to every now and then. I met him at a show one time like 6 years ago. We still remember each other. Nice. We chat about Pokemon if we want to, or music. He just messaged me last night with some bandits down there, and I was like, "Great, dude, that's awesome." Super nice dude.
That's cool.
And he was, I don't know if he's awkward, but nice guy. And I've known some awkward people, and I befriended all of them because I know how it feels.
I'm one of them too. I just, I act. The only reason I can somewhat act smooth is literally this. That's the thing.
I'll be friends with anybody, man. I went to the farm show in Harrisburg the other week for the first time.
Nice.
I've never been there. And we got on the bus, and there was no open seats except next to this gentleman who was sitting in front of his wife and daughter. And I just turned to him, I was like, "Hey man, can we be friends?" He's like, "Absolutely." So I was like, "Great." So I sat down and we were just talking. Tim McGraw was on the radio. I recognized that right away. And I was chatting with him, and his daughter was in the back, and she was super excited. So I was talking to both of them, and I got off and went, "Thanks for talking to me, guys. Appreciate it." And everyone's like, "How do you do that?" And I went, "You just don't care." Like,
pretty much.
You just lay back and go, "Look, this is a short bus ride. I don't know you. I'm going to get to know you."
Hey, the world needs more of that.
Yeah,
I think that's kind of how we... one of the many forms to help heal the world.
Yeah, it's... Like, as we've said multiple times, it's too short. Just be happy.
Yeah.
Like, talk to people. Not everything's awkward. And, like, yeah, I'm awkward, and I can get anxious as everyone else. But it's just kind of like, you got to own that shit.
True.
Like... Same thing with, like, thinning hair. Like, yeah, it sucks, but you gotta own that. Confidence is what gets you.
This is true. You know what? I know what.
Yeah.
First time on this podcast. I'm gonna own it.
Oh, man. Yeah, you go, boy.
Fucking owning it. The fucking glorious Widow's Peak. We're doing
man.
It. We're doing
Dude,
it.
when I play live, because I wear a bandana live, because first off, it prevents the hair from sticking to my forehead.
Yeah.
So,
And
like,
your
it looks
sweat
good.
pouring down and
Yeah.
stuff. Like,
It keeps my in-ear monitors in, my earphones, which are great. And it also kind of makes me look like I'm not balding as badly as I am. So, like, my hair looks great in pictures, and I go the next day and pull it back at work, and I'm like, my God, my hair is thinning so bad. But
you
that's
feel
just...
on top of the world, and once you look at that mirror, hello, darkness, my old
Pretty
friend.
much, yeah. Yeah, it's bad, man. But, like, whatever. What are you going to do about it?
Yeah.
There's nothing you can do. You can wear a wig if you want to, or you just shave that shit off. Like... Again, own it.
Yeah. One look at, and this is not going to get political, but one look at Donald Trump's hair.
Yeah.
And you realize there is no cure for the hair thing.
No.
He's got the money to do it.
Right. Yeah. And that's fine. More power to him. I'm just going to rock the bald when the time comes, and I'm going to own that shit, and I'm going to love it.
Right.
Although I'm told pillows are really cold, and you don't expect pillows to be as cold as they are when you're bald.
I do. I've picked mine in the summertime and stuff, and it's a different feeling for sure.
Yeah.
The weirdest one is the Not your baseball caps, but your actual beanies.
Yes.
That's the weird one.
I'm
Because
sure
they like,
that's kinda
you
weird.
take them out, they stick type sort of thing. That's
Yeah.
the only one that's kind of like, hey, like not used to that.
Yeah,
but-
my father said it's great though in the wintertime when you're wearing a beanie because like your little hairs kind of act like Velcro, so your beanie doesn't go anywhere.
Yeah.
So I was like, that's great.
It's stuck there, man. You're
Yeah.
going down the ski slope. Don't
Hey
have
man,
to
I've
worry
already got a
about
baseball
anything.
cap set aside when the time comes,
Nice.
and I got to buy a beanie when the time comes. I already know where I'm buying the beanie from, so I'm all prepared.
That's what's up.
Like I said, I give myself a year or two till I get pissed off enough to just do away with it.
Well, it's gonna be great for merchandising, man.
Oh man,
Get that trucker hat out. And,
Oh,
you
yeah.
know,
It's gonna be great. The whole shaving of my head is gonna be like a huge thing. I'm so excited for it. Like it can be as long as possible. I want to keep the hair, but I'm also excited because it's like it's goofy, and that's just how I roll. Like
oh, yeah.
goofiness is just that's how you have to get through. You gotta laugh at things. You gotta just have fun.
Oh yeah. You should preserve the hair you cut off.
We've joked about that actually.
For when you guys make it big, and it's just like close to retirement age, and
Yeah.
it's just,
So there's in Harrisburg, Hershey area. There's a thing called CPMA. It's a Central Music Hall of Fame. So they do a lot of Pennsylvania bands. This is the third year they're doing it, but they usually vote in bands from like back in the day, or musicians or teachers from back in the day, and whoever's accomplished from our area. So it's not a normal Hall of Fame. It's just kind of small time for our own thing. Last year, Hailstorm got voted in, which is great. You know, I've got their logo tattooed on my wrist. I've had since 2012, I think. So like that's been great. We actually got to play there actually too. We played because we covered Hailstorm before. We put it out on YouTube. So Hailstorm couldn't make it, so they asked us to play our Hailstorm cover to honor Hailstorm.
nice.
So we got to play out in front of everybody, which is great because
That's
they sell
awesome.
out pretty much every year. Because it's a great way for all the local music to kind of get together and do their thing. Like they've got anything from like best duo to best songwriter to hard rock band, cover band, funk band, jazz band, like everything. So it kind of opens you up. You realize that there's a lot more just an hour away from you than you would have figured out on your own anyway. So it's cool. So I've enjoyed it. But they have one of our picks actually. I don't know who gave them the pick, but they have a pick.
Huh.
So we joked that when we shave my head, we're going to give my hair to the Central Music Pennsylvania Hall of Fame. Just for
That'd be
fun.
cool.
I don't think we're going to do it, but it's funny to laugh about.
Dude. That you should do it.
Yeah, right?
Definitely do it.
Yeah, because they got CDs and signed like tour posters on different bands, which is great. And this dude's hair in a bag. That's just what we're going to put into it.
Hell yeah, man.
So we've joked about that.
There's when you say that, like a central PA music,
Mhm.
there is a Hotel Rock of Lidditz.
Rockalitics, yes.
The Rock of Lidditz.
Yep. I know that place.
One of my good friends recently had a wedding,
Mhm.
and that's where we stayed at.
Mhm.
That place is
Amazing.
so interesting.
It's
I didn't get
incredible.
to tour anything, but I really want to go back there and tour everything. To the point where if I talk to somebody that like an owner, and be like, dude, I'll scrub the floors or something.
Yeah.
If I can work here.
Yeah.
Like it looks awesome.
Yeah, we actually record there.
Really?
There's, Atrium Audio. It's around the backside of Rockalitics. That's where we record all our music.
That's
And right in Rockalitics, there's a venue called Mickey's Black Box. We were the very first rock band to play that stage because we opened for Fuel.
Nice.
So they had like a play or something like a theater show before that. It's not the same as a concert. Like that's talent in their own regard.
Yes,
it's not the
yes.
same. So we got to gloat and be like, we're the first band to play the stage.
That's
So that's really
awesome.
cool. The hotel seems really nice. I'd love to go in there.
The hotel is. I wish I took more pictures and video.
Really?
It is immaculate on
Really?
the inside of it. It's fun.
Nice.
It's really fun. Arts wise, music wise,
Yeah.
it's great.
It blows me away that like big name like pop stars, they use Rockalitics to rehearse for their tours. So like freaking Justin Bieber was just photographed in Mannheim at a diner
Oh wow!
because he's at Rockalitics. He's doing that thing.
Well,
Ariana
there's-
Grande's been through there. Like
I talked to the bartender, and she said she recently had a like not a talk, but like, hey, how you doing? To Machine Gun Kelly.
yeah,
Was
yeah,
that too?
because he's yeah.
I'm not a big fan of his, but like it's like in the same regards, he's talented.
Yeah,
person,
Duke can
so-
write a song. I can't
Yeah.
write a song.
Yeah.
But also, I found out in the Machine Gun Kelly songs, I like everything about his songs except when he sings. So like, so he's got like Youngblood and like Halsey that come on his songs. I love when they sing and I love the music behind it, but then when he starts singing, I'm like, I'm out.
Yeah,
like it's
understandable.
It's just not my thing.
Understandable.
Which is like, again, Duke can write a song. I don't hate him for it. I'm just not a huge fan of him.
It's my prejudiceness when he went for the Eminem thing.
Oh,
my old school thing of that, like what this like
Yeah, and then
but I don't hate him,
No.
just like.
But sometimes musician beef is just hysterical.
Oh,
like it's just
yeah.
like you guys are making shitloads of money. Why are you fighting? Like,
They probably go to each of the same parties and have a beer.
Exactly.
Together. That's the thing.
Yeah, and then
when
after
it really
that-
comes down to it.
After that, he attacked Slipknot, and it was like we're not gonna piss off metalheads, man. like,
Yeah.
which I don't try. I think the problem with anything now is people jump on things too quickly, or like here's breaking news, and they don't have all the information, and then everyone argues about things, and it's like why don't you give it time to like develop?
I think
And
he's
so
trying to
I
be like Logan Paul.
Maybe.
I think he's trying to pull a Logan Paul move type
Maybe.
sort of thing.
Which-
it's like I'm boxing everyone.
Yeah.
I'm boxing them all.
Right,
Like,
and there is there's a saying, no, all publicity is good publicity. So like even if you're just a big old jerk face, people still know your name.
true.
There's truth behind that, like 100%. I get it.
It was fun to fall for it and then realize that you fell for it.
Yeah.
Like when I say like the Logan Paul thing, I started listening to his podcast because he has.
I didn't even know he had a podcast.
It's Impulsive, apparently. #1 podcast in the world, Impulsive.
No way.
Yes.
Good
me,
for him.
Me, number way down there.
Wherever it is.
Thing, apparently. At least that's what they say. Yeah, that's what he says. But
Right.
it's like listening to him then, I'm like, oh, like this guy's actually pretty cool.
Yeah, not a complete
know?
shithead.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, oh, it's like, I don't think he probably would not want to hang out with me,
Right.
type sort of thing, and
Yeah.
I 100% understand that.
Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't be upset like
Yeah.
at that point, but it's like he seems like a cool person.
Yeah, well, like you said too, with the internet nowadays, like that's not the real person most of the time. So like he was what was he? He was big on Vine first, I think. So
Yeah.
went from Vine to like TikTok to just being like a YouTuber type thing, which is great, good for him.
Yeah.
Like I don't hate on anybody for their hustle. Like I don't get into like the vloggers, but the fact that they put so much dedication behind it, like good for you guys.
Yeah.
Like I support it. I just don't watch it, but I don't hate you for it.
Exactly.
So like and I got to give it to him. Like that dude marketed himself. That dude knows what he's doing, and I don't hate him for it. I don't like him very much, but I also his personality that he puts in some of that stuff might not actually be him. So
Exactly.
I can't hate him as a person. I just go, look, I don't listen to your content, but to be fair, I don't listen to anybody's content because
Yeah.
I don't have time for that.
And it's totally fine to like not like a certain type of music, certain type of person,
Yeah.
or even like people that are famous that don't like each other.
Yeah,
Like
Precisely.
with the old, like going back old school, like the Eminem thing.
Yeah.
I like the riff that he does, making fun of Jay and Silent Bob,
yeah,
and that one thing. But I also like the ICP Slim Anus song.
right.
Like I like both of the things. They're both fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
It's like the beef thing. It's like it's stupid. Like I say
Yeah.
the MGK beef, but it's like deep down, it's like it's whatever, man.
Yeah, and I don't get in between it all, and I don't
Really?
like to argue with people because I'm like, just let them fight it out. Why,
Yeah.
like, we don't need to make this all public. I don't care. But like, whatever. But then, like you said, the hate songs. I'm a huge Seether fan, as are you. I'm a huge Evanescence fan, and Amy Lee and Sean Morgan dated for a little bit, and then yeah, you didn't know that.
I did not know that.
So when they redid Broken and they put Amy Lee's vocals on it, they were dating at the time. They were a couple.
Huh.
And apparently they had a really messy breakup. So Seether's, I've read, I don't know how true this is, but they have a song called "Fuck Me Like You Hate Me." Apparently that's his diss against her, and Evanescence has "Don't Call Me When You're Sober." That's her diss towards him.
Nice. I
And
love
I went,
both those songs.
yeah, exactly. I love both
them.
those songs.
Like-
So I went, hey, if we got two great songs out there, breakup, I'm totally cool with that.
Yeah.
I don't care. And because people get into other people's lives way too much, and it's just like, guys, they don't know you.
Yeah.
So yeah, I can defend one or the other, especially like a breakup. Who cares? They broke up. We don't know the details. I don't need to know the details.
Exactly.
Like, let's just enjoy the music. And probably at this point, they might be actually like slightly cool with each other. I don't know, nor do I care.
Yeah.
Because I have my own life to worry about. I don't need to worry about two other people that I've never met in my life.
Exactly.
Though also saying Evanescence is great live and Seether. I've seen them both. They're phenomenal.
Nice. I would love to see both of them as well. I've always liked Seether. Seether's been probably if I had like a most listened to thing, would probably be Seether.
Yeah, and they are, in my opinion, they have 0 bad songs. I can't point out
100%.
any song, and again, that's an opinion, but I can't tell you one bad song they have. And seeing them live was like 16-year-old me was just so happy. And I saw them maybe 5 years ago, I think.
Same feeling.
Yeah, but that's
Pretty
how it was.
much,
Like, it was
yeah.
the first time I saw them live, and I sang along to every single song. And they played a new one called "Nobody Praying for Me" at the time, and we were up. It was at Chameleon Club back when that was open, so we were on the third level of it.
Oh, nice.
And I was up there, and no one else was singing along. And I'm just like singing my absolute heart out, and I was like, "This is great! I am having the time of my life." The same with Evanescence; they were amazing live. Like the fact that I finally got to see them was just incredible.
That's got to be because that like both of them are like staples.
Yeah,
You know,
Oh,
at least in our childhood.
yeah.
For us, 30 people.
Absolutely. And Evanescence, they have a stage show. Like they certainly have a thing. Seether, they kind of have a show, I guess, but they're good in their own regard. Like they just go up. Sean Morgan's the kind of person where you put a guitar in his hand, he'll entertain you for hours.
Nice.
Like just give him an acoustic guitar and a microphone, and he'll sing you anything for hours on end. He's just a great singer and a great songwriter, in my opinion.
The acoustic versions are great.
Oh, they're phenomenal.
So great.
Phenomenal.
Almost more feeling on some of them.
Yeah.
Almost hits you. It hits you different. For
Yeah.
sure. Which love it.
We've done acoustic parts of our songs, especially when 2020 first kind of did its thing. We were like, okay, well, we're gonna do some acoustic stuff now. So we actually got together and practiced, played some of our songs acoustically, and kind of worked out. It was awesome. We haven't really released anything besides the Hailstorm cover we did that was acoustic, but that's still getting views.
I'd be down to hear more of them, man.
I'd be game too.
Like-
It's the drive is there. I mean, I think we're just kind of focused on whatever we're focused on at the moment, because we got shows are finally coming back and we're doing our thing. I think we got studio dates coming up and so many other things that are just going to be amazing.
Nice.
So yeah, if acoustic stuff happens, great. Also, we're all 5 people with our own lives and we're all different jobs, so I'd love to come together and do the thing. But we all practice on our own as well.
I'll tell you what, man. It's great to see you coming up, though, and your band
It's a
coming
lot of
up
fun.
as well.
It's
You guys all have a healthy relationship with one another. That's an awesome thing,
yeah,
man.
it's great. There's no we don't really argue. We have a majority rule within the band. We've never had to use it because for the most part, normally, if it's something comes up and 3 people say yes, 2 people say no, we go with the yes. But most of the time, all 5 of us are on the same page anyway, which is fantastic. And even if 1 or 2 of us aren't, we just go, okay, great. Well, I think this, but I'm also cool if we go with that. So it's we don't argue over things too often. It's always a discussion. It's a healthy discussion. It's how a band should be, in my opinion.
That's awesome.
And if touring ever does happen, which would be phenomenal, I would love that. I'm sure I'll get sick of them eventually. I've already told them I can't wait till I hate them. Just as a jest,
As a jest. Understandable.
But and we're all individuals and we all are independent. So we're gonna get pissed off at each other. That's just how it goes. But it's like, hey man, I just need a moment where I'll walk back here. Great, do your thing.
I hurt you, man. Well,
So yeah, all that stuff's great to see. We recently headlined Harrisburg Midtown Arts Center, HMAC in Harrisburg. We did 2 videos there, which was awesome. So we recently headlined, and that was a phenomenal show. More people came out than I had anticipated.
that's great.
And even to go back to even further, so we're playing Club XL this Saturday. We played Club XL as a headliner, as a first gig back, like out of. That's really after things finally opened up again. We could do our thing, so we put a headliner show together, and I was floored by how many people came out to that.
Nice.
Like it was, and it's a nice big stage. The sound was incredible, and it was really nice to kind of get back and just knock that rust off.
Oh yeah.
And it was a blast. And I'm stoked to do it again this Saturday because we played December. December was where we headlined HMAC. So it's only been like a month and a half, but still too long in my opinion. But I want to play shows.
Just keep on keeping on with the shows, man.
Absolutely.
Like that's
I want to.
that's where you get the fuel.
Oh yeah,
fuel for the
absolutely.
fire. Yeah,
Absolutely.
Hell
And yeah,
yeah.
we speaking of fuel, we opened for them. Like we talked to them. They're good buds now. In
That's
a way.
awesome.
My singer baked them cookies. They thought they were phenomenal. So
Nice.
they gave us a shout out on the Facebooks. Me and the guitar player's flying back home because he had all the cookies on board. And I was like, that's amazing. So it's cool to see them. That was a packed house too. And
Hell yeah.
just to be able to have that experience was phenomenal.
Nice.
And you know, we made it work. I think it was a great, successful show. I don't think I've ever shook hands with more people. I did have one guy tell me how much he loved my bass playing too. So he didn't just love the hair.
That's what's up.
And I was like, oh yeah, I like you. So he was a fun guy. He was so happy.
Well, I love it, man.
So yeah,
I love it.
it's a fun process, and I try to practice as much as I can to try and make sure I'm nimble. I can still work,
I got you, man.
especially because live I play with my fingers. I don't play with the pick live, so it's like I gotta make sure my fingers are up to snuff.
I got you. So, well, man, I hope you finger
Ah,
it all out.
there it is.
There it is.
Yeah,
There it is.
yeah, it's fun. I get blood blisters on my middle finger every now and then. The first show, my very first show with a band, I had a blood blister because of rehearsal, and it burst on stage.
Oh God.
So I had some nice blood on my bass.
That's
Might still be
brutal.
there actually. I really don't know.
That's brutal, man.
Yeah, it was totally metal. Like it was,
Hell yeah.
they were on the strings. It was on the pickup. Like the dead skin was just hanging off. So I had to rip that rest of it off like mid set. I think it was the end of the song, and I realized it. Because I was like, why is my finger hurting so bad? It was like right the last two songs, I think. And I realized because I burst my blood blister.
Been going hard, man.
Yeah, oh, I do. Because it was on the middle finger, and when you play finger style, so when you play guitar with a pick, like your down pickings usually are strong. So that what really cuts through the note, or lets the note cut through everything. When you play bass, your middle finger acts as that down picking. So I hit harder with my middle finger than I do with my index finger.
I got you.
And that's usually my lead finger. So instead of like, when you just strum a guitar, you go down, up, down, up, down, up. So for me, it's middle, index, middle, index. So I hit a lot harder on this, especially for like end notes where you really like ring out. It's usually always the middle finger.
Nice.
So yeah, that hurts after a while.
Can't mess up that middle finger, man. That's
Nope.
personally my favorite one.
Yes, it's there for many reasons. So I can both play a show and also tell people I'm having a bad time. Although I've never done that. I try to interact with the crowd as much as possible,
Yeah, true.
but in a good way.
True. Well, it's probably best not to flip off the crowd in
No,
itself.
I mean, if someone did it to me, like if I could tell they did it just out of sheer hatred towards us, I'd probably do it to laugh back.
Yeah.
Because I'm very big on, like you said, don't feed the trolls. Like, if you hate us that bad that you want to give me the middle finger, like, I'm actually kind of honored by that, one.
Yeah.
Because I've done that for some bands that I've just absolutely hated.
Oh, jeez.
Nobody local. Like, they were big bands.
Yeah.
And they were playing festivals. It was just, they weren't my bag.
Understandable.
Which I'll just chalk up as immaturity because I have no idea why I did it anyway. I just did. But yeah, like, if someone did it and they really hated us, like, I would first feel honored. And second off, probably do it back. Or I'd look hurt, but, like, in a joking way.
Have you ever seen anybody like do anything real like while you're playing, like out in the crowd, like anything real crazy happen that like didn't take you off canter from playing, but was like, ooh, like a real mental note of things?
That's a good question. Actually, no, I don't think I have. Like, there's been a few mosh pits which are fine. There's times that I've gotten off stage and ran around because I have my wireless unit. My singer has a wireless mic, so she's actually gone down the crowd a few times. So I think what was fun is nothing really like weird per se, but like you see people kind of like follow, like they see the singer going, so they're following where she's going.
Oh yeah.
So I played off that a little bit. One show she did that, and I went to the front of the stage and went like this, like trying to look for her, but I was trying to be silly, but it was also just being fun. Like we didn't plan that. That wasn't choreographed. It just happened. It was just off the cuff.
Do you ever jump out on the stage? Or is that kind of like, now?
No.
Well, I guess you got the guitar. That could hurt somebody.
Well, I am.
So-
If you asked the band who would crowd surf, everyone would point to me because I totally would. And I have the wireless unit, and I would totally do it. Now, crowd surfing makes me nervous because I don't think I weigh that much, but to some people, I probably do. And yeah, I don't want to fall and break my guitar or me.
I've seen somebody hit a girl.
Yeah.
Like jumped out and like girl was in the middle of it.
Yeah,
That sort of thing. So
yeah, it's. I've done that. There's at least 2 shows I've been to where like band members did that. None that I was playing. I was in the crowd. But like they like jumped down. I was like, okay, I guess we're doing this. One guy like crowd slid almost, and he like landed like right in front of me. Like I looked away for a second. When I looked up, his face was just coming right at me.
Oh my god!
And I was like, whoa! And it was still cool. Like he stopped right before me. He was a nice dude. Shook his hand. Like it was cool to meet him because that was a fun show. But thankfully, I really haven't seen anything bad at shows I've played. I've seen some fights break out at shows I've been to, which I always look back and I was like, why?
Yeah.
Like, there's so many people here. How about you just walk all the way over here? Like, maybe that'd be easier. But I've also seen a lot of good things at shows too, and good people helping everybody out. And but no, I don't think I've seen anything weird. No one's been hurt.
Do you guys like to boss the crowd around? Like to get down on the ground.
We're not that mean of people.
Yeah, understandable.
But we try to get people to clap.
Clapping.
Yeah, we get clapping. There's two parts of one of our songs where we get the crowd clapping. We try to get them to sing along, sing the lyrics back to us. One thing that's been really cool actually is our song "Parasite's" usually our closer, and right before the breakdown solo area. The music cuts and she says, "Bitch, shut your dirty mouth." And the XL show we played where we headlined, we got to that part. So like once everything cut out, we literally heard the crowd roar, "Bitch," and I was like, "This is amazing!"
Nice.
Like, it was awesome. And they also said, "Shut your dirty mouth" afterwards, so we got to kick right in. So it's like we didn't write the song with that in mind. It just kind of happened.
That's cool.
And I think it's really cool to see, I think Iron Maiden has one song where like they have an instrumental part that the crowd sings with them, which I don't think Iron Maiden expected. That people just started doing that. Bayside, I love Bayside, but there's a certain part in their song Montauk where he always takes his mouth off the mic because the crowd always sings that one part. It's just the lights went out. It's just those words twice, but the crowd always yells it back at him, so he never sings that part. He lets them do it.
Nice.
So it's one of those like the song just kind of turns into that, and then you just roll with it.
The trick is to get the crowd to sing the entire thing.
Yes.
And have it out, so you
Yes.
get that nice break, get a drink of water.
Yeah, we had that with Head Like a Hole. My singer put the mic in some people's faces for Head Like a Hole in their last show.
Nice, that's awesome.
Yeah, so that's fun. Yeah, we clap. We try to get people to sing. I don't think we've really done anything else too much this time. We try to get like a hand wave going sometimes. Sometimes works, sometimes doesn't. Whatever. I've been there. I've waved for like a few seconds for one band. I'm like, okay, I'm done with that.
Yeah.
That's not my thing.
That's the tough one.
I think if we were heavier, we'd do like the get down thing. Like that's totally a Slipknot thing.
Yeah.
Slipknot like has people bounce up. The Struts do that too. I don't really see what that would fit in with our songs. I don't know. Maybe we'll try it.
Pretty cool to see.
Yeah, this is also some people might not have the youth to be able to get down and get back up.
I couldn't. I don't think I could do it anymore.
Hey man, these knees.
Mine's, yeah, they crack and
man,
Rice Krispie treats.
I was out on the job site actually, and I helped with post tensioning. If you know what that is, it's a separate way of doing a slab. So instead of like just doing like plywood, like your second floor, instead of doing like a plywood just flooring or a slab on deck when they have the metal deck and you put the concrete, it's literally you have these. You use plywood sheets to start. Then you run like all these pressure tendons, and they're all meticulously put in a certain position. Then you pour your slab, and then these pressure cables hang out the end. And you come back with a machine. You put these two little things in the wedge, put the machine on, and literally pulls the cable. So literally, like the tension is what keeps that slab up.
Oh wow!
It's really cool, and they actually have it down to like within 1/8 of an inch of how much you pull on that line of where it should be. So like it'll stop automatically. Like it gets to a certain point, then you stop, and you have to make sure you're within 1/8 of an inch of tolerance, which you are. So I helped that for a day, and man, my hamstrings killed for like 3 days after that. It was so like walking upstairs was rough, and even flag football when I first went, my first weekend of practice for flag football. After the first day, I could barely walk, and like. Then I went back the second day, and like my thighs, my hamstrings were killing me. My feet hurt.
It hurts my knees thinking about it.
Yeah, from Monday to Wednesday or Thursday the next day, like I barely lifted my feet up the ground to move. It hurt that bad. And after that, I was okay. But it's like muscles I never used. Like I ran around all the time at McDonald's. Then when I got the new job, I don't have to do that much anymore. And then when I went to flag football, now I'm running around a lot more. Also, I'm not the best at flag football, but I tried.
No, there's ways to build that stuff up, and I need to look into it as well, because if I don't do something soon, I'm gonna be like getting knee surgery here if I don't.
It's the gym, man. Body. I've been saying for the last year I'm going to the gym, and I haven't yet.
Ah, shit.
There.
I've been there saying it too. I got a treadmill, and I was doing that, and now it's at the point where that hurts.
Yeah.
I'll do like 2 or 3 miles, and the next day I'm like, oh, I wake up and I'm like, oh shit, this isn't good.
Yeah.
But there's ways to strengthen it. I'm going to pour myself a little bit more interview juice.
Go for it, man.
Real quick.
Do your thing.
I like it. It's I don't know how long you want to go on this. I'm fine with.
Let's see. What time is it?
Keep it on. We can always end it early and continue to talk shop and.
Yeah. So to be honest, I'm in bed by 8 p.m. most nights.
Nice. What time is it now?
8:20. That's why I'm not complaining.
Oh, geez.
I'm well aware what time it is.
Okay.
It's I'm joking because I laugh because as you were saying, like we were younger, man. There were times where I stayed up all night and went to work 10 hours the next day.
Oh, I couldn't
or
do that.
I went to concerts in Philly, slept 45 minutes, and went right to work afterwards. And nowadays, I dread thinking about doing that.
Yeah, that's.
And nowadays, like I'm on a routine. I wake up at 5:30 every morning normally. So by 8 o'clock is like. Technology's off. My phone's by my side. I'm not looking at it. I'm in bed. I'm relaxing. I'm doing my thing. So I try to do that, especially. Nice. I think it helps focus more, and it's magical, man. I have no idea how I used to do what I used to do, because there were times where no idea how I even made it to work. But man, I did it.
I've been there, man. It's a rough one. I couldn't do it anymore. I'd have to go to the hospital.
Yeah. Man, when I think 18-year-old me, for like a week straight, or 5 days straight, I would sleep 2 hours a night and work like 10 to 12 hours. And then just go out, hang out with friends, do everything, sleep 2 hours a night. I would do that 5-6 days in a row. The first day off, I'd sleep 14 hours.
Yeah.
And there's no way I could do that anymore.
Oh.
But it was magical. Like, I'd wake up after 10 hours and like be like, hey, you want to go do something? And we'd fall back asleep anyway for another 5 hours. It was magical. So I can't do that now. I dread thinking about it.
Oh, it's been a rough one for me.
Mm-hmm.
Getting to bed earlier definitely sounds like a dream.
It takes discipline.
Yeah.
It's certainly harder. But like if I'm playing video games, like they're off by 8. Every now and then, like if I'm watching a show, like I'll let it go a little longer. It's fine. It's not that big of a deal, but I still try to keep to it as much as possible. So I'm the lame one in the band. I am totally I'm the early bird. I go to bed early.
You gotta keep your health, man.
My band knows it.
Yeah.
Whenever they break like happy news, they always know I'm going to get the next morning. They broke something to me the other day, and that's another one that's like when time comes, that'll come to light. But I answered. It was like 9:30, 10 o'clock, and they were like, "I didn't expect you to be awake." And I was like, "Neither did I," but here I am. I just called an audible, change up the routine a little bit, and it was nice to do. So yeah, that's usually my process. So I was like, 8:30, maybe we cut it 8:45. I'm fine with that.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I'm like only 10 minutes down the road for me, so
this is true. This is true.
So it's not like I have to go very far, and I'll pass out soon anyway. I got my little corgi squishmallow there, so I'll cuddle up with that and pass out.
Understand that.
They are very comfortable too. Now I see why people collect them.
What's this?
The squishmallows, like the super soft, like dog thing. You haven't seen them?
A squishmallow.
Squishmallow. I think I'm pronouncing it right. They're essentially just these super soft stuffed animals. They are phenomenal.
Nice.
I got it for my birthday because my father has corgis, so it was a gift to me, which was great. And it was in my car. I had buckled up in my passenger seat for a while just because I thought it was funny. And then I finally brought it in the house, and one night I was just like, I feel like cuddling something. So I cuddled my squishmallow. It was phenomenal.
Nice.
So I see why people have them.
Hell yeah.
Because they are extremely soft, and they really help me. I just passed right out. It was great.
Always wanted like one of them big stuffed animals.
Like just the super like giant body ones.
Yeah, like
Dude,
the
why
big
not?
bears
Like-
or something.
Yeah, like again, society would tell you as a man you shouldn't be cuddling stuffed animals, and I say fuck that. Like, if I'm sleepy, I want to cuddle something. I'm cuddling a stuffed animal. You're damn right.
I don't know if I'd cuddle with it, but it'd be fun to have.
Well, yeah.
The comments right now, furry. cleanse him.
Maybe.
You know?
Hey, again, if people like that, that's fine. I'm not
I
in
think
that sort of thing.
that seems interesting.
Yeah, it's
to
certainly
me.
a subculture.
Like they probably have a good laugh of doing that. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
Again, as long as you're not hurting people, I really don't care what you do. Like,
Exactly.
whatever, as we've said multiple times, whatever makes you happy. I don't care what you do with your time. I don't care what you do as long as you're not hurting somebody or yourself.
Exactly.
Just have a blast.
That's what
I
we're
just
here
can't
for,
get
man.
behind it and I won't join you. But I'll support you. I just won't join
Yes,
you.
exactly. That's what we're all here for, man.
Yes, that's...
Should be the motivational thing for us all to better ourselves to be. For
Pretty
sure.
much, yeah. That's... I don't know. That's why even like I'm not much of a drinker or a bar guy, but like I'll go to the bar if they invite me. Like yeah, I'll go out and I'll hang out with you. And I might have one or two. That's it. I'm more of a cider guy anyway.
Yeah,
I like
cider's good.
Or sours. I like sours too. And that's the I guess it's ironic that I like sours, but sours tend to have the most alcohol by volume. Since I don't drink very often or at all, I'm a lightweight. So like I have one sour monkey and I'm done. Because I didn't realize how much alcohol per volume like they actually have.
Oh yeah, they can, you have 2 or 3 of them and you're not paying attention.
Yeah, you're cooked.
Good conversation and stuff, and by the 3rd one you're like, ooh.
Yeah,
ooh,
it hits you.
Yeah.
So I try to be careful with that, but I just like to hang out with people. I like to go out and do things, which is funny too because I'm also a homebody.
I can understand that.
Like if someone's like, "Hey, want to together?" Like today is a different story, but if somebody was like, "Oh yeah, let's go do this at 9 o'clock," I'm like, "That's way too late, man."
Yes,
like I don't think you understand how I roll. Like I can't do this. I gotta focus. I gotta do math and stuff for my job. So like I gotta sleep well.
I understand that, man. Sleep well is the most important thing.
Yeah, and I work in an office. Like I sit at a desk in front of a computer for 8-9 hours a day.
And that will, like, people are like, "Oh, it's an easy job." It's like, nah.
That 2 p.m. crash is real.
Yeah.
I've had to sort of mold myself around. Like when I was working at McDonald's, I was running around all day. So if I might have been exhausted, but like I wasn't falling asleep in place. Although I did a few times, but that's not the point.
Yeah, time flies doing that too.
Yeah, so I'm not watching the clock.
Yeah.
If I'm sitting at the desk and I'm tired and I'm like, oh, I can't wait for 4 o'clock quitting time, and then it's only 1, and then it's just crawling.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's why I go to bed so early.
I've been there.
It's great, and that way I can still get up early and do my thing, and I enjoy it. So I don't care how lame it makes me sound.
Nah, dude, it's all good. Not lame, brother. Much love
I
and
know, I
respect
agree.
to you, man.
I'm an early riser, an early one to bed, and I love every moment of it.
Well, I talk a little bit of shop to you, so we're
Okay.
gonna cut this off.
Go for it.
The next one will be for my Patreon.
Woo!
All right. So, Eternal Frequency, and they can hit you guys up. Facebook, Instagram.
Yep. Spotify, Apple Music, you can find stuff. YouTube to listen to stuff. Alright, so Spotify. We're everywhere.
Awesome.
Wherever you want to listen to us, we got it. We're all really nice people as well, so you can message us personally if you want. We always answer back, that type of thing.
Oh, yeah.
And yeah, I just like interacting with people. It's fun.
That's awesome, man. Well, hey, I hope the best for you and your band.
Thank you, sir.
And I'm waiting for, like 5 years down the road to be like, I interviewed the bass player.
Yeah.
Hey,
I will also look back with fond memories at this time. So thank you for letting me sit down and chat with you.
Okay,
I've
man.
enjoyed it.
Good
Cheers.
Cheers to you, good sir. And we're out.
Thanks for sticking around to the end of this. So, that was Tyler Travis and his band Eternal Frequency. Check them out. It's a great band, great people. And also, if you want to do it, if you're feeling fancy, you can like, comment, and subscribe to this YouTube channel as well. So, there's that. If you hit that bell notification, you'll be notified whenever I put one out, because consistency is key. But I'm working on that, so might be once a week or once every 2 weeks, but I'm hoping to get more people out there. If you want to be on, please feel free to ask about it in the comments or hit me up on my social media platform. All right, thanks. See ya. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Fuck. Please like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell notification. Fuck. Thanks for listening along. You've gone through the whole thing. I promise I will never do that ever again for the ending of one. I won't sing. It's not happening. You don't have to worry. It's over. It's all over, baby.